And we're doing it live.
Welcome to the GRG podcast, where we talk about the latest in gaming news, hot topics, and more.
Let's go!
With guests Lady Infamous, Delilah HD, 108 Dragons TV, Triple Cup Chuck, Live Wires Gaming, Blood Knuckles, 100, Kaleidoscope, and your host, K Mega 405. The GRG podcast
starts right now.
So play a game while y'all.
What's up, everybody? We are doing it live. Episode 101. We're here, man. It's great. Back, I'm glad for the people to be here, man. Checking us out. As usual, you know, we come in fashionably late. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. Thank you, Master Pig, for the follow on Mixer. Appreciate it. Dopeness, you know what I'm saying? That's my little man right there, Master Pig, man. I seen you playing some Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, man. Good. I don't know. Your parents better watch out because, you know, that's really gory. But hey, that's all right. But appreciate the follow, Master Pig. What's up, everybody, man? We got a great show tonight. We're going to be talking about some serious topics, and then we're going to have some fun with it. Talking about PlayStation Play. I'm going to probably let 100 go wild with that one. And, man, we're just going to have just a good show, get through it. And we're going to be short two of our most, how should we put it? What Triple Cup?
Controversial, maybe? I don't know. Or energetic, or...
Yeah.
Long-winded.
Yeah, long-winded, energetic. I don't know. Whatever you would want to call my brother.
The Tornado Twins.
The Tornado Twins. Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect. The Tornado Twins. As my main man, Baby Bot. He's not going to be in tonight. He's got some things to do. 100, he was being messy, saying some stuff that he shouldn't have said. Saying something about mascara or eyeliner. He's told you it's eyeliner that he don't want to tell you again. 100. Don't let him go cross on you, man. He feels, you know, he's on a whole nother level. And he wears some big ass boots, high heel boots. You don't want that pain. And then our boy Lemetheus from the Zeus. He said he had some things to do. He said that he was picking an uncle up at airport. You know what? I'm just gonna put his ass on blast because you know what Lemmon's gonna do? Lemmon's gonna hit me up about, I don't know when, 100, maybe about 2 hours from now, 3 hours from now, where he's at some club, drink and talk about how he love everybody. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So I don't know.
He's in the chat. I thought I just saw him in the chat.
Yeah, he said he was gonna be in the chat. So yeah. What's up, Gideon White? Man, appreciate it. He said, what's up? OTR listening live from Ohio. You know what I'm saying? OMW to Texas. No doubt, man. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? Big love to Cleveland out there. You know, I'm pretty sure y'all happy that y'all are not a Laker. Y'all got y'all's old problems, but the Lakers got serious problems right now. But anyway, we'll probably let 100 go ahead and say something. But anyway, let's get to it. Man, one of the originals is here, and I am so happy because, you know, it is always good when we have one of the matriarchs to come up on the show. And right now, let's get to Deuce. Lady, I was going to say Lady Infamous. See, I'm tripping. I must have Lady Infamous on the mind. Delilah HD. What's going on with you?
What's up? Glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Then we're going to move on to our Rookie of the Year. Operations, what's going on with you, bro?
What's up, man? Glad to be here tonight. But it's been a wild week, man, with topics and whatnot. We won't get into it later on, but it's gonna be crazy tonight.
Oh, it is. It's gonna be crazy. Definitely gonna be crazy. 108 Dragons. He says bloody wears crayons for makeup.
But y'all stop it. Come on now.
Please
leave bloody alone.
I love my GRG fam and GWG facts. I got you. All right. You saying my boy wearing Crayolas? Okay. So messy. Anyway, then we moving on to, you can't be 99 pesos tonight, so we're going to give you the 100 label. What's up with you, 100?
What's up with y'all, man? Just sitting back, drinking on my orange carrot vodka drink. And just relaxing, man.
Now, I forgot. I didn't even get to see Ronin Star, man. Ronin Star 58. He says, why all Xbox fans leaving the Xbox brand? Bruh. If they leave in the
That's
Xbox
fake news.
brand, they ain't Xbox fans.
Fuck them.
That's fake news all day.
Yeah, fake news. But anyway, last but not least, man, one of the originals as well. You know what I'm saying? Being here since day one. And man, that boy is always up. What's up with your triple cup, Chuck?
Man, I'm up. Hey, all the way this time. Last time I went all the way up. I ain't gonna say what happened. If you was there, you was there. It was a classic moment. But what I'm gonna do is probably maybe on next week. I had got a copy. Man, let's check this out. Check how crazy this is out.
You sound a little low. You sound a little low.
I'm sounding low?
Yeah, it sounds like you were away from the mic a little bit.
Hey, like about a week or about. Y'all hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Gotcha.
Okay, look. All right, boom, look. My people had bought me on Fractured Butthole, but it was on the PlayStation. So I said I'm gonna take it to GameStop and see how much, I just want to trade this copy in for the Xbox copy. They told me they were gonna give me 50 cents, and the game was $13 used. I'm like, y'all can't just swap it out. I said, man, that's why I don't fuck with GameStop now. So if my other cousin don't want it, for me messing up the other time, but not being 100% up, if y'all was there to see the show, y'all know what's up. So I ain't gonna say what's happening, but it's gonna be a PlayStation Fractured Butthole if anybody want one. Man, I had to get one in there. Let's do this.
Oh,
GRG, we doing it live.
Oh my goodness. All right. If y'all want that fractured butthole, go ahead and hit Triple Cup Chuck up, man. That's what I'm talking about. And big shout out to our main man.
Make
Thomas.
it sound
You a damn fool for that. Big shout out to our man Thomas Franks. He said, let's go doing it live. 108, my boy 100, Triple Cup Chuck. Delilah HD, good to have you back, Queen, and the rest of the cast. Let's go, Xbox for life. Let's do this. And you know what, Other Zinc, you know what? I know that you didn't, but you said this, and I have to say, you're absolutely right. He says, yeah, Delilah HD is in the house. We're back on track tonight. Yes, Delilah will keep things on track, but we don't have the Tornado Twins, so it should be pretty seamless tonight. So, well, until our boy Livewire comes in here.
Wait, who's the Tornado Twins? Y'all killing.
Bloody Knuckles and 108 Dragons. That's the Tornado Twins.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's it. Yeah, right. They would be a wrestling tag team. You know what I'm saying? You got the big, the little, you got the saucy and the bitter. I don't know which one would be the bitter and the saucy, but hey, it is what it is.
Hey, one gonna have the makeup like Sting.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? With what
okay, y'all going too far with that.
Oh man! All right, let's get to it, man. All right, let's get straight to it. Look, I do want to talk about a serious topic, but I'm going to go to that probably here next. I want to talk about Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I don't know if how many of you guys seen it on the panel. Please let me know in the chat if you have seen it. What was your thoughts? So I'm going to go first to the lady in the room. Delilah, did you see the trailer to Ghost Recon Breaking Point and it's Breakpoint, not Breakpoint. What did you think about it? Was it dope?
Yeah, so it looks good. Definitely, they try to stay on track with it. I mean, it looks very close to what they currently have. Let's be real. But it definitely looks, it looks better. I mean, I've never. See, the thing is with me, I haven't been a huge Ghost Recon fan. So yeah, I'm probably the wrong person to ask about this, to be honest. But it looks good. It looks good, but it's probably still a no buy for me because I'm just not a fan of the series. So.
Man, really?
Really?
Yeah, like, I mean, what is it about you don't like?
It's just I never got into it, really. That's just one of the franchises I just never got into it. Is I was always on my Battlefields and Call of Duties and things like that, but just never really kind of mess with it like that. Like Ghost Recon, yeah, nah. I just never. Maybe I'll try it. I mean, you're making me feel bad about not playing it. I mean, golly.
Feel bad. I just was like, man, I would think this would be right up your alley, but I mean, I got you. That's
so but yeah, I mean, it looked fantastic graphically. It looked amazing. I'm pretty sure the other ladies gonna play, so they probably squeeze my arm and get me in the game. So yeah, so they might end up doing a ladies' night, so or other. But it looks good though. I mean. It definitely gets your attention. So
really good. Big shout out. Speaking of the ladies, Miss K and Lady Foxfire in the house.
In the building.
Yes, appreciate it. Thank you, ladies. And yeah, I don't know. I thought Miss K was mad at me, man. We was over there talking on Twitter earlier, and I thought she was mad at me about my opinion. But hey, you know what? It's all love because we can have a different point of opinion. But I do agree with most of what Miss K says about when it comes to guns and gun control and things, the Second Amendment. I do, but with teachers having guns, I can't rock that.
Hey man, you seen Miss K on one of her videos, man. She was taking guns and she was flipping. I said, man, she's something serious with him. I was like,
hey, don't pop up on her like that.
She don't play. Hey, don't be a dude with bad breath come and try to holler at her, man. You don't do that. Don't do that. No, we got much love for Miss K, man. She's a real one, man. She definitely supports. You know what I'm saying? And big shout out to 108 for hooking her up with a 108 Dragons TV shirt. That's great, man. Well deserved, man.
Yo, that was very, very classy. Dope.
108 does a lot of good things. Anyway, and then our birthday girl, Lady Foxfire, man. Yeah, man. Yes. You want to tell us how old you were?
Don't put her on blast like that. Come on.
No, she feel confident, man. I think she's what, like 19? She looks young as hell. I don't know, but operations. What is your thoughts about the Ghost Recon breakout or breakpoint? What did you think about it? Are you into it?
Wait, before you move on, Tim, like I want to say something. Like when I first saw this, I thought it was initially going to be like a DLC. I didn't know it was a brand new game. So, but go ahead, let him elaborate on it.
You know what? I thought the same thing too. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing too. I legit thought it was like Smash from Wildlands. It looks pretty cool. Well, unfortunately, I haven't finished Wildlands yet myself. Like the story, I just didn't care about it just going through it, so I just stopped playing after a while. So I really can't. It's really hard for me to justify the hype for this game. I haven't finished the previous game, but it does look interesting at first. I got to see more gameplay though, see where it's going though before I go too in depth. But that feels look good.
Hey, don't it make you feel like when you're playing it, it's like you just kind of like just randomly just going and playing. You don't have that I want to do this feeling. You just feel like I'm just going along with emotions. And it don't really, And then when I seen this one here, it was a 4-player co-op. I like, that's cool. But I want to play the game and shoot Bone, shoot K Mega, even shoot you, Delilah. You gonna get it too. I don't want to play. I don't want to play no game where
get shot back.
Yeah. Now see, that's what I want to do. I like competitive stuff. I don't when it's like that, it's cool. Like on Sea of Thieves or something like that, it's cool. But I just can't see me just playing that game without it being no versus modes on there and just co-op. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with the everybody holding hand stuff. That's a Phil Spencer move.
I can totally get it. Another lady in the building, Kuna Stina. I think I said that right. I needed my.
You just butchered that name.
Look, no. Okay, look, our Japanese interpreter is not here tonight.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to let me be country tonight. So,
you got it. Show you got it.
I'm sorry. Kuna, got something. But anyway, my boy Vodka in the building. I never will say, Dakota Vodka. Is that a real drink?
Vodka Vodka.
It's Vodka Vodka.
Yeah. They always say the.
I don't know. Dakota. Where you get Dakota from? It's not even.
I'm dyslexic. Anyway, so 100.
Think about Taka Vodka, Daka Vodka.
Yeah, I'll just say vodka. He said his kid always crack up when I mess up. But anyway, what's up, 100? What did you think about the game, the Ghost Recon Breakout? A Breakpoint. Why do I keep saying that?
I like the story. I ain't beat Wild. I ain't even played Wild. I played the beta, but
you ain't played Wild?
I ain't playing no Wild. Man, I got all these games, man. Man, my mind is fried right now. I still need to go back to Devil May Cry 5. It's too much stuff going on, man. So I don't know what's going on. I know about it. I watched it. I saw gameplay about it. It depends when the game come out. It's gonna be a day one. But ain't nothing out that I want to play day one. How many of these shooters that we playing? From Anthem to the Division to all this. It's too many damn shooters. I'm only gonna shoot so much. I shot so much today. I start playing Peggle.
You still
shooting? I didn't kill so much.
You still shooting on Peggle?
I'm shooting balls though.
Man, you still shooting?
Chuck is on
Still
one
couldn't get
tonight.
away.
Chuck is ready tonight. That's all I know. Chuck is ready tonight. So you better be on. You better be on it. And speaking of somebody's own, hey man, it's Donald Trump in the building. What's up with you, Live Wire? What's happening? Oh,
Real man on the field floor.
I'm finna subpoena his ass.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Yeah. And then you got to think about, look at it. Look at Mortal Kombat playing right now on the screen. I'm playing Mortal Kombat in them towers and stuff. Man, there's only so much you can do.
That's 108 gameplay. That's not even worth watching.
You already know he playing. You know he playing on easy, simple, cool like
on easy.
He's playing on easy, simple, cool like my man Flip be saying. He playing on easy, simple,
topic?
cool.
Let's take on topic, y'all. I mean, come on, let's go.
Thank you. Go ahead, 100.
Yeah, but like I say, it depends when it comes out. It looks interesting. It looks like he's getting hunted instead of being a hunter. So hey, I'll try. I'm gonna try. No, I buy everything anyway. That's my problem.
You can say they're trying to be different with it.
He said that like with his head down.
No, because I'm gonna end up buying it. It's gonna be in that damn graveyard. I'm tired of seeing that graveyard.
I will say this: that Wildlands was it's really impressive, but the game is overwhelmingly like that's when I first got into it. I was like, "Whoa, yeah, man, this is dope." It seems like the story is it. You know what I'm saying? You get to jump in and play multiplayer, but then when you just scope out and start, once you get past those first couple of missions and then it opens up the map, it's almost kind of like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's just enormous, and then you're kind of like, man, there's just so many things to do. So I haven't beat it yet either, and I'm gonna go ahead. I've seen that they have a sale for Wildlands for season 2, so I'm finna go ahead and cop it. It's only gonna cost me $5, so I'm gonna go ahead and cop it and try to get through that, and then I'll go ahead and I don't know.
Hey, what you think about the hub, K Mega? About it, they having a hub on there, or not having one on there?
What do you mean the hub?
On the Ghost Recon, they said they didn't have no hub on there.
No HUD like the
like seeing a health bar
HUD.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I didn't really pay attention to that. That would be very different. That is very. That's more
They
realistic.
said that you going, because you're going in blind or something, like where you can't see nothing. So you got on it, you know what I'm saying? I think they're trying to get you in there, give you like, you know what I'm saying, immersed into it. So I think they're gonna try to go a little bit that route, but it still look like the same game, though.
Okay. Back, you hear Donald?
You know what it is, man. Because I when you unplug the doggone mic, it
That's what happens when you come in.
It resets. Nah, because I was doing some work shit.
Okay. I thought GRG was work too, but that's not. I guess.
Well, I ain't getting no money yet.
Y'all cutting checks. I mean,
yeah, I was about to say, hold up. I better not be the last one to find out this month. Check this one. I will take my 2 quarters, sir.
Hey,
I want my 2 quarters.
You can't make anybody get a visit if there's money being involved in here. Ain't nobody getting their cut. God dang. Anyway, getting them here. Speaking of that, Sir X-Man saying, K Mega, you still playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey? No, I beat it, and I'm happy I beat it. But now, one of those DLCs is calling me, and I think I gotta go to it. But we can do something this weekend once I get past the Mother Day stuff and everything else that's going on. So yeah, we can definitely do something. Matter of fact, tomorrow. We're gonna be doing a fight night for Mortal Kombat 11. So anybody and everybody, man, if you down to come in, doesn't matter if your skills is dope or not. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be just fun. Just come in and let's do a King of the Hill and let's talk shit and have a great time. So I'll talk more about that at the end of the show. But Livewire, what did you think about the trailer for the Ghostlands Point Break? Break Point.
Good. Yeah, I thought it was good. What I saw, it looked good. It looked very interesting. Like I was hearing you say before, the thing about Wildlands is it's so open that it becomes intimidating. That's why one of the reasons why I didn't finish it, because it was like, guess what? You can start wherever you want. I'm like, well, damn, I don't know where to start. Like you just gotta like grab your friends and
Like
be like,
less
all
is
right, we need
more.
somebody.
You need too many options and you can't decide.
Yeah. To me, like it would be better if they lopped off certain things because I don't need to see. I mean, see the whole map. I just need you to be like, all right, these are your options for this particular mission, and you could tackle it this way. But it was literally, guess what? You want to do this thing over here and beat this, or you can go all on the other side of the map and beat that. And guess what? The order don't matter. Matter of fact, you can be doing something, to take down this boss, stop dead in the middle, and then just do something else on the other side. You'd be like, what the hell? Like it's all over the place. Like that's the only thing that was like the lack of structure kept me from just like focusing, just going straight ahead. Like the structure is why I like Division. Even though Division you could do the little side, the main missions, side missions, but the main missions it still kind of forces you to do it in order, especially if you have certain equipment. I mean, I guess Wildlands kind of does that, but if you play with enough people, man, you could they'll give you all the guns in the world, so you don't really, you don't even need to follow that if that's the case.
Yeah, like as for me, I mean, I'm really hyped for it. It looked really good. I like the whole modern, like futuristic warfare to it. It seems more serious, and I didn't even pay attention to the no HUD thing. So I'm looking forward to it. Of course, I need to get some more information. I say that, but then of course I'll probably drop 120 just because I got to. It looks dope. I know it's something I'll play. And it's that new thing that I'm really into, that 4-player co-op. Just get to it, man. I love that. That's just my thing now. All right, let's get on to the next topic. Let's get on and talk about the Sega acquired 2 Point Studios. Get that out the way because I don't really know anything about this game called Hospital, but I know it's fairly popular on PC. Or is it a mobile game? I don't really know what it is. But I know that Sega is over here, picked them up. It's Sega Europe. They have picked up this studio, and it's getting a lot of praise and a lot of attention. So if anybody wants to talk and elaborate on this, go right ahead because I know nothing about it.
And no one else knows nothing about it.
I was thinking like Delilah was going to jump in and say,
I was too.
I'm a guest on the show. You guys go ahead,
Okay, well, Delilah, I'm going to go to you, man. Do you know anything about the game Hospital or about this studio? And if you do you think that it's a good acquirement by Sega?
From what I understand, the company that they acquired is kind of specialized like in that mobile market. And Sega's been trying to get into that market for a good bit now. So I think that's the primary focus behind getting that studio was they want to focus on just kind of pivoting because they didn't do so good as far as their earnings and things like that. So they're trying to restructure themselves and get some more mobile games pushed out, and I guess so that can fund the other efforts. Yeah, I mean that's what like me.
Look like Sega gonna go straight mobile now. I mean, it's in their best interest. Think about it, like a game like all the Sonic games. You know what I'm saying? When they go team up with like people like Capcom and have Street Fighter games mixed in with some of their games. Because Capcom were willing to do that with anybody, with X-Men, anybody. Right. They really do a video game with so they could do they could do a lot of crossovers, and that's where their money makers at because they games is not doing too well at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think even the last Sonic didn't do that great. So it's for them. I think this is just a power play in order to kind of solidify, a mobile developer. And it's like we don't know what they showed Sega behind closed doors to get acquired too. They could have showed them a new game they got coming out, and Sega's like, "Yo, we can kind of start with this. It's pretty, well in development, and we can kind of get this out the door quickly." Kind of like how I'm thinking Microsoft is doing with the studios that they acquired. So, I mean, we'll see. It's definitely interesting. I mean, I've never played the game that they had showed there. So.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. I've never even heard of it. What about you, Operations? I know that you brought this up in the topics, but is this something that you've ever played? Is this a game that you've ever played? Is this something that you would be excited to play? A big deal?
No, on all three fronts. Me personally, I don't know. I don't know much about it, but like you said, it's a mobile game, right, or mobile studio. So this could be good street, I guess, positioning for Sega, like the pantry and not market for it. I'm sure they're happy for it because I remember seeing Sonic mobile games in like the Apple Store or whatever. So I guess having another studio as in a roster that could be beneficial for them as well. So it could be a smart move for Sony, Sega in the short and long run for them. But yeah, I really don't know much about the studio, so I could really give an observation about it.
Yeah, Kudastina, she said that they're ex Lionhead and ex Frog devs. So I think everybody knows what Lionhead is. If anybody don't know about Bullfrog, I think Bullfrog was with EA at one point in time.
Yeah, and Bullfrog, I think Peter Molyneux has something to do with Bullfrog. I have to look that up, but
yeah.
That'd be crazy because that means that they just essentially the old Lionhead, if that's the case.
Pretty much, and that would and that is a lot of potential. Now, I mean, of course, they would have a lot of those type of kind of weird games if they're going to be just strictly mobile, but I think that they'll go further with PC and stuff like that. And then also, I mean, I don't think we talked about this last week. No, go ahead. Oh, I guess she was talking to somebody. I
don't know. I'm sorry. I do apologize. I was looking it up, and yeah, I was correct. Okay. It was Peter Molyneux's, however you say his name, Bullfrog. That's just his studio. And so if you're saying that they're ex Bullfrog and ex Lionhead developers, then they're essentially the old Lionhead of back in the day when Peter Molyneux was like the head of the studio. I don't know if he's still the head of the studio, but yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
He said. I mean, from according to this person who's writing it, that's why I keep saying he. That the Bullfrog was merged into EA UK, so I guess that's former developers from that studio, and then you have developers from, like you said, Lionhead. So I don't know. It's interesting.
It's cool for them. You know, they could try to maybe stick it to us and try to come with their own Fable iteration. You know, that would be kind of funny. But I mean, Peter Molyneux, if he's in charge, then he's going to go into those old crazy type of games that just never worked. Like Black and White was a cool game.
He's not involved at all. Okay. Like he's not involved with it. I was just saying that he started way back in it. Like he started Bullfrog way back in the day, and that studio was then later on merged into EA UK. But there were developers that used to work at Bullfrog, so that's when you said ex Bullfrog and ex Lionhead. I don't think he has anything to do with this. Okay. Just to be clear.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought he had his own studio, but it is. It's pretty interesting. I mean, good for Sega. We talked about this last week. That Sega was about to make their own.
Yeah, but Mega,
they were about to stand up and do some.
Ain't Peter supposed to be working for Sony in the studio doing that Dreams game?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That he has his own studio, but he was a part of Bullfrog. Bullfrog ain't with EA anymore, so of course they're not, because they're part of.
They're merged in, so they're no longer around or anything like that. So
yeah. So that's what I was saying, but it just goes into this other thing too, of where we talked about last week, that Sega was saying that they were going to start doubling down on putting their IPs that they've had exclusive on other platforms and sending them out. So that's what we were talking about.
When people say that, when people say that, I cringe a little bit, because it's like Sega's always, like, since they lost their console, since their console went under, like, they always been third party, putting games on multiple platforms. So I don't look at it as like all of a sudden they take it exclusive from PlayStation to put them over to Xbox. I look at it as just they're gonna, it's just put it on everything. But they've been doing that before, like even in 360 era. So I don't see what the big discussion is behind, it being multiplayer, like them going multiplayer. I don't see why that's a talking point.
Well, I mean, it was the big argument was just going because their numbers didn't hit expectations,
right?
And then of course they also were. I mean, the biggest rumor that about Persona is going to go to the PC, and I would think that would be the most likely points. You see, Yakuza. I've been playing Yakuza for the last couple of nights. I actually enjoyed it because I never played Yakuza ever. And at first I was kind of like, oh man, this isn't my thing. And then once I figured it out, I'm like, oh, this is great. Xbox fans need to get a part of that. So I would hope that they would port some of those games over to the Xbox, because there's an audience for it. So I mean, if it does it, they does it. But it definitely going to go to to PC. I mean, that would be the most likely place in my. I don't know. That's what it is. Anybody else want to touch on this point? Okay, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm no love for Sega over here requiring studios, but
Nope.
Well, and one other thing about this though is that they've also said that it wasn't Sega Japan that forked out any money to acquire this company. It was just Sega EU. So I don't know. Maybe that's telling that one company is over here making a little bit of money or had a little scratch. The other one is of course, not doing very well. So I don't know. But big shout out to Sega, man. I do have a lot of love for Sega. I was a much bigger Sega fan than I was a Nintendo fan back in the days. And so I do want them to succeed. So let's get on to the next topic. Okay, let's get into this little serious point right here. And let's talk about Riot Games. This is definitely why I wanted to have a woman on panel tonight, because I didn't think that we would talk about this subject and then have a whole males panel just to talk about it and get our point of view, even though we may feel like the situation could be right or wrong regardless. But it's always better to get a perspective from a woman and get her thoughts about it. So I don't know if you read the article or if you've been following on this with the whole situation with Riot Games. They did a big walkout here earlier this week. And if any people are not familiar with Riot Games, they're the people that make League of Legends. So that's one of the biggest games out there, if not the biggest. It's got over 100 million users a day that plays on that game. That game generated $1.6 billion by itself. It is a behemoth. And so there's been a lot of issues where women have been saying that they've been not only harassed, but they haven't been getting the credit due. It feels like it's more of a male fraternity than it does feel like that it's for everybody. So Delilah,
hey,
go ahead.
Hey, these allegations have been going on for a while, haven't it?
Well, not so much for Riot Games. It's been going around. It's been going around for other studios, but this one in particular, it's actually raised a lot of eyebrows because this game is the studio has such a big property, which is League of Legends, and so now it's starting to get more attention than some of the other stories that's out there. So Delilah, what is your thoughts on this?
So my thoughts on this is extremely mixed. I mean, I do understand where they were going with in regards to the walkout because of the forced arbitration and sex culture within the company. So apparently it was like 150 Riot employees that walked out in protest, and that's good for them. I mean, because it's, in some instances you feel like you can't speak up and you're afraid to speak up. So I mean, this is a huge thing to do in this type of environment, to pretty much take a stand and say that we're not literally standing for this, like we have rights too, kind of deal. So more power to them for protesting and doing the walkout and things like that. But from my understanding, this is an ongoing thing, and they were mostly protesting because of the forced arbitration, meaning that it forces them to go through a certain system to fight for their rights, instead of going like pretty much not allowing people to sue at all. You have to go through a certain process in order to kind of either cut a deal or get a settlement, but you can legally just sue them. So they made it harder. The company Riot Games made it harder for people to sue them outright, so over sexual culture, misconduct, things like that. And so I don't blame them at all. And hopefully this type of thing sets an example for other development studios to follow, in regards to, they can really, this is really damaging for them, I would say. So, I mean, hopefully they, other studios will look at this and learn and not partake in those type of activities. I mean, women still make up a very small percentage of the gaming culture in regards to development. So it's kind of lopsided because women, make up 48% of the gaming market. So it's super lopsided, and I hate seeing stuff like this. But I mean, so in my opinion, of course, obviously the protest is warranted. So
All right. What about you, Livewire? What is your thoughts about the whole Riot Games walkout? I mean, are you in favor of it? Do you find it to be just a little bit of nothing, or what is your stance behind it?
I mean, any work environment that's toxic in that aspect is always going to be, cause issues as far as the bottom line with the product, and determine whether you get more talent. Because the days of you just thinking, well, the best talent is male talent, and those days is long and far gone. I mean, like I know when I was a kid, we used to think, oh, boys play video games and girls maybe they play Mario, but now everybody plays the same shit. Like, you ain't gonna find, people playing different stuff. So like the whole mentality, that frat boy mentality of like, we own this. That's kind of yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I'm just looking at the chat, and one person said, talking about social justice warriors and the LGBTQ agenda rages on. See, I look at it differently. Obviously, I'm biased. I mean, it's like, what do you just sit there and take the toxicity? Like, you sit there and just take the abuse, like, or because if you speak up, you can lose your job. So what do?
I don't think that has anything to do with this. What they said the chat about.
Well, I know, but it triggered me. It triggered me a little bit because it was just like,
but you got to think about this too. They signed that contract. They signed that contract. A lot of these people that's complaining, or I found out that were contract people. And think about it, Riot Games ain't the only one that does this arbitration. EA does it. It's a lot of these gaming companies that does it. So you should know what you're getting into before you get into it.
Right. And see, the thing is they can't. Only thing they can't do is really protest because legally they can't do anything else.
Yeah, and but you signed that contract.
When you signed that contract, when you look at the article, towards the end of the article, it also mentioned that because it was such a peaceful protest, it's like they was able to make some stride. So I mean, I get that they signed a contract, but I'm talking about something completely different. I'm talking about the fact that the environment itself needs to be fixed. It ain't about the contract.
I'll put it this way. I treat it just like this. I treat it if I'm a male and for me to get a bonus, I have to get an 80 on Metacritic. No, I'm not signing that because I know that I won't get a fair shake.
I'm not talking about a contract.
Yeah, but no, with women, I know what women do. Women does great in the community. I did that, but you have to understand this.
No, she's talking about the sexual harassment.
The harassment. The thing about it, the harassment. The harass. They said they getting untreated. They say it was getting harassed.
No, they said
sexual harassment.
Well, if it's sexual harassment, the thing about it is the arbitration thing shouldn't. Well, the arbitration
thing is a
the arbitration shouldn't even count when sexual harassment because that trumps that.
Well, then you will be one of those people that's out there protesting there because this is what I'm telling you.
So no, that trumps that. And no, because I have people that I work with. They said that trumps that.
Oh yeah,
so they said that. I heard that if they say that I got sexual harassed, that arbitration goes down the drain because that is not
in this case because they had the way not in this particular situation because the way it was worded apparently, and so that's why they protested it. It's like, look, even though you sexual harassment allegations being out here, we should be able to sue. We got the right to sue. Just because you put it in the contract, doesn't mean we don't have that right.
But thing about it is, they do. But if you signed that you signed a contract. You signed a contract. That's a binding thing. Now I get on bloody all the time. Hang on, but I get on bloody. Yeah, but I get on bloody. I get on bloody all the time about how he say I read terms of service. He said I read it all. I get on him all the time. I ain't reading that shit. That's the same thing. If you're getting in that type of business, you should have an attorney to read that over to you, at least a paralegal, to read it. Say, if you get harassed, this is going to happen to you. When you get into that type of business, when you're signing a contract, we're not talking about you getting with a job. You're signing a contract. So you should have that looked over from someone to see what's your rights and what's your not rights. So
hey, look, that's exactly what you're literally saying. Exactly what the article is saying. They know they can't do anything, and this is why they protested. It was a peaceful protest, The employees did it themselves in protest. Okay, it was nothing violent. Them, nothing crazy. It was just a peaceful protest. Women were able to get up there. Some men were able to get up there and tell their stories, situations that they went through while working there, and things like that. It was just a peaceful protest because they know legally they can't do anything. Like you said, they signed a contract. They know this. It's not like it's foreign to them. This is the point. We're talking in circles because we're technically agreeing on the fact that we know they signed a contract. This doesn't hide the fact that the incident occurred. It doesn't make the incident right. Just because I signed a contract don't make I shouldn't say anything. I got to deal with it. You see what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying you ain't supposed to say anything either. But my thing is you gonna go hard to go home. Go. If I lose my protest, it was me. I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna lose my job.
Oh yeah.
But listen, this is my whole question with this thing.
Same thing with the woman too. Even if a woman speak out, or male, like I don't understand, like it's men this happens to men too. But it's like you speak out, you lose your job.
Is it so bad that they have to file that in the contract though? That seems kind of odd.
That's exactly. That's the.
But a lot of companies do that.
This is my perception
that
of
says
it.
anything that there's no contract in existence that says, look, you have the right to be sexually harassed or you have the right to be discriminated against. No contract.
No, absolutely not. But it was for the arbitration part of it.
Right.
The fact that they can't sue. You know what I mean? Like or have a different class action lawsuit against them.
Yeah,
it's like the company did it on purpose to protect themselves, and I get it.
Right? So
it's all exactly.
So like you can complain, but the only thing that'll happen is the company will be like, well, we'll handle it. That's basically what'll happen. You can't go out and be like, look, I'm gonna sue this person for doing whatever. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I think that we're missing the bigger picture here.
I mean, you can go old school and then catch that nigga in the streets and beat his ass.
Shit. Okay, but I think that we're missing the bigger point here. And the bigger picture is that what these women are saying is that, look, out of a team of 2,500 people, when you look at the pictures, it is predominantly men. It's like 98, 97% men. And these men have been, and these guys that's been in power, they've been infringing their power upon these women, and it's in a way that is not only degrading them, but they also harass them in certain ways, and then they don't promote them even when they do the right thing. Like they have male counterparts that has admitted to this in the article. So to me, it's like, look, when everything else around us is beginning to be more woke, more conscious about what's going on, the video game industry seems to be still locked in because it's been that Sebastian of that type of that type of environment, because nobody hasn't been going in there to regulate it. Now, since gaming is big shit now, and everybody is and now gaming is a $1 billion industry. Now people are starting to take notice. Now, however people feel about the Me Too movement and all that, that's your opinion on that. But that stuff is now starting to leak over into the gaming industry, and now you're starting to see more people speak out for it. I think that's the bigger issue.
These things have been going on for years in regards to the harassment and things like that. I still get that to this day. Like I can get on Xbox Live right now and jump in like Rainbow Six and hear something. You know what I mean? Sad to say it comes with the territory. It's either you got thick skin or you don't, and I get that, so I get both sides. But it's like, when do you speak up? When can you?
I mean, what about this here? Why they just don't quit? If I'm working,
you think about it. If you got a job paying you 6 figures, check this out. You got a job,
paying you 6 figures. Money would not overrule my pride.
But hold on,
Chuck,
I get it.
You support yourself.
What if you're a single parent? Think about this. What if a single mom or whatever, and you trying to take care of your household? If you get fired from the job that you in, it's going to be but in the industry it's hard. You need those recommendations.
Make your own job. Do something creative. Sell some stuff.
See, it sounds good. But in reality, it's not based in reality. It's gonna
Man,
take
for
you a
me,
few years. It's gonna take you 6 months.
I don't know nobody that's gonna bow down to nobody about nothing about no
People
job and
do
no
it
money.
every day.
All the
Even
time.
people that you
They
know,
weak.
Chuck.
You-
Man, if
you
somebody
won't.
play with me, you gonna get hurt.
Well,
And
see,
if I go, I
you
go.
got a different mindset than some people. Other people think, oh, I gotta pay bills.
Right.
Bills still coming. They ain't stopping. I
Man,
got
I
grown
say
woman bills, meaning that my bills
gotta-
ranging $4
you
grand
gotta
a month. You
have
see what I'm saying?
confidence
So
in
ain't no
yourself.
way I can
Well,
afford.
let's do this though. My thing is,
that you can go somewhere
let's
else
make an
and do
example
something
up.
better.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The thing
Yeah,
is, Chuck,
let's make an example.
Chuck, you're built
Let's make
differently than
example.
certain people as
Hold
well.
on, 100. Go ahead, Operation.
But I get what Chuck's saying, but like he's built differently from these people, and it's different history as well. Like Chuck, if you get laid off one night, you gotta hustle with you, man. You gonna do what you gotta do to survive, get your bread right.
Right.
These people in
Everybody ain't
different
built like
history
that.
it's not easy to pen, just get another job in their industry as well. Because you need experience, you need backing as well. And people, if you get fired from your previous job, they try to go to another publisher, they'll look at your old developer, they'll look at like, okay, so you quit because of these reasons, you might do it again. So like that could be another thing add on so they might get another job. So it's a different beast in this sense, right? So yes, the option there's for them to quit. It's not very
I call
viable.
bullshit on
So
that.
basically, they trying to
call
pin you in the
bullshit
corner.
on that
They
one.
pin you in the corner.
Well, see,
I call bullshit because if your ass is good, look how many motherfuckers that's out there that did something and they did something.
All right,
and they
AI.
get stuff.
They did that to AI. I mean, I know what you're talking about. They did that to AI.
Come on.
Is everybody
Just
guaranteed
because
opportunity?
you trust me, if that person sit there and they came out, that woman came out, said, you know what, this working place was bad or something like that, I guarantee she have a job within a damn couple of weeks. Somebody gonna pick her up.
I gotta disagree with you 100%. I work in an environment where it doesn't have that many women that works there, and when they do, then there's always different type of issues and situations that goes down. When a woman outperforms a man in just in the work environments that I've been in, they get ridiculed even more. They get harassed even more because there's some men out there that don't believe that a woman should ever be better than a man in anything. I don't know.
Some people that can't take it,
and there's some people that can't take it. So when you have this mindset of saying, "Well, I'm built from a different cloth," you got to give these women credit for even sticking around and doing that because of the fact that they are trying to get themselves their foot in the door. This is the reason why gaming is where gaming studios is in a flux to where you don't have as many people of color or women that's involved because of that, because of how they said it in the article.
So Megan, you gonna tell me? You gonna tell me
this? It's
this?
got to change. It's got to get better.
So Megan, you gonna tell me this? Delilah works for a company and she was getting harassed and everything, and she put it out there. And you have your own company. You wouldn't hire her in the New York Minute. Think about her. You gonna look how she said she got harassed, or you gonna look at her credibility and what she can do when you go interview her. When you go interview her,
you know what? I think you're looking at it. It's not even.
Because think about this. When I interview somebody, I'm interviewing you for who you are. I don't give a fuck if you black, white, women, male. I want to see if you can do your job.
100. You're looking at it from your perspective, and you're looking from the
I'm looking at a whole lot of perspectives.
No. Hold on. How about
from a man's perspective?
How about y'all listen?
What you mean from a man's perspective?
Listen.
I got more women in my office than I got more guys. I'm outnumbered. You know how many nicks and all this other shit I can hear? I ain't in it.
Okay. Let Loud speak on it.
Listen. It's all about Delilah could be like, say this happened to Delilah, right? Just to throw you in there, right? You're the best at what you do, but she is one of the few females that are in this position. And some situation happened with harassment. Even if she technically even didn't get blacklisted, right? The next employer, depending on what their staff looks like, has to wonder, could this possibly happen again? Whether or not,
especially if a lawsuit come about, they don't want to get sued.
Because the thing, you know what they fear? They fear two things. They fear whether or not she's telling the truth, and she just might cause problems with their situation, and they also fear whether or not they trust their own staff not to do the same dumb shit. So it's twofold. It's not just her. It would be based on her and them. Like a lot of people, they know, be like, look, man, we got some dudes here. They be on some, F stuff. So therefore, you know, even though she's great and she would be awesome here, we can't trust them. And there's too many of them to get rid of. So we just rather not hire her. You see what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily something like, oh, we going to blacklist her, but it's just that, you know, and she could be the best, but sometimes, you know, unfortunately, that stuff happens. So the thing is creating a better environment in general, because you shouldn't have to go around and be like, well, this guy's great, but he's like a dick, or he be grabbing girls' asses, or, you know what I mean? Like to me, that junk is so out of line, and you could tell they haven't been checked by the people that they work with. Cause God, on everything I love, if I heard something like that, bro, me and the homies, we's hurting somebody on some real.
I mean, facts. I mean, that's absolutely right. See, that's the thing, and this is what trips me out. 100 is like, look, I'm not saying that your point is all wrong. I just think that you look at it just from your eyes. Look, from everybody being on this panel, a person of color, we know what this shit is like. I've experienced it plenty of times, and I'm like,
I'm black now. You finally accepted I'm black. Okay.
I said a person of color. We don't know what color you are, but we just saying.
Man, do this shit.
He might be Dano.
He going with lima bean.
Anyway, so to come out and to say, well, this woman could do it. This woman could do it. Look, some of the most, you know, I was raised by women, so I've seen it firsthand from that aspect. I'm a black man, a Native American man. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen people around that's worked, busted their ass, men and women, that was well more qualified than the person that got the job.
And sure.
And I mean, well more qualified. Had credentials, had PhDs, had all, well, not PhDs, but had all the shit, college wise, education wise, to where they were just a better person in and out. They had a good temperament, everything, but they still didn't give it to them because of whatever the fear is, whatever that frat mentality is. I get it, and so.
Oh, but can make it, but they make them train them though, don't they? They make them train them though.
What'd you say? Oh yeah,
But they make that guy that, you know, they be like, man, he should be the boss. They be like, you know what? Bruh. He could be the boss, but you know what? We're gonna have him train the boss.
Bruh, this is not just about, this goes even further than that. Nothing is more sad to me is when I see these old vets out here been grinding and busting their ass for the company, and then what the company do to them? Oh, here's this young buck coming here. You go ahead and train him. And everybody knows what that means, that guy is going to be replaced by that guy he trained. That's so fucked up. And that's the same thing that they do. And it's worse in the video game industry, because nobody has policed or checked it. It's time for it to be checked, in my opinion. Now, I totally agree. People shouldn't be so weak and so do it. But damn, Delilah's right. When bills got to be paid, when you got a kid, when you got shit to be taken care of, when you're trying to get out of the slums or wherever the fuck your situation is, or you staying with your parents or whatever, you're trying to better yourself. Sometimes you got to swallow that pill, and that doesn't make you weak. That makes you even stronger, in my opinion. Because you're dealing with the bullshit in order for better yourself, so then you can eventually speak out.
Right, and a lot of women do that. You know, put up with it just so you can find a better solution. You got to do what you got to do until you get where you can write. That's why you see some people come out with his memoirs and talk about the situation after they done left the company and done, moved on and went somewhere else. That's when you hear it can really come out, because they're able to speak now without fear of losing their job because they done found something else. Yeah. So I mean, sometimes you gotta walk a fine line until you can get something else. I mean, that's why I'm like, you can't just quit. Like, you can't, because especially you still got bills coming. Let's say you live in paycheck. Now this isn't smart, but let's say you live in paycheck to paycheck, and you got bills coming. You can't just quit your job when you got mortgage coming, lights, gas, water, all that. I mean, come on, let's be real.
And then you probably was high sign because you got paid real well from that job and got you a car. You can't,
Right.
You can't,
And you can't quit. Think about your check. You going from making video games, which is six figures, to going to work for Uber and making $20,000 a year. Get out of here! Stop it. Who that? That's like Bill Gates getting Oprah money. Stop it.
Yeah. So I
don't think. Look, hold on, look. Check this out. This is what I'm saying. Before a woman be harassed, I don't believe the money is worth a woman being harassed. Like I just don't like that predicament at all. Like if it's a predicament, I like stay away from a predicament like that if you can. Money is good. You need that to win, but for a woman have to degrade herself to get money, nah. Because I don't. And to be honest with you, I clown around. Y'all know me, but strip clubs, I don't care.
You look at it as degrading yourself. I look at it as hustle. Like you hustling until you can find something better than what you in right now. It's the same difference.
Because I mean, look, let's just be real, Chuck. You work for a white man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then stop it. Stop that shit. Come on now.
But
look, I mean, this is the thing right here. We all have a boss, somewhere, shape, or form. Most of us do. I think. I think you have a boss. I don't know.
Yeah, I do. I have a boss.
100 has a boss. You know what I'm saying? Not at his other job, he has a boss. Not at his other job. But most of us have a boss. And yeah, I'm not going to take no shit from nobody. That's just me. And I feel Chuck and I feel 100 on that. But I'm a man, and I've had my fill, and I'm 43 years old, and I've had my fill of but you know what I'm saying. But there's been times in my youth where I had to swallow the pill because I know I'm a single father to a kid. I got to take care of this baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can't be fucking around and getting out here and trying to high side.
Cussing out your boss.
Yeah, cussing out my boss. Trying to be like that. Look,
making a bad reputation, getting people sued.
I cussed out my boss one time by accident.
Like that? I remember the last time. I'm gonna tell a quick story, and it's gonna be really quick, and we're gonna move on or whatever. But there was this kid that at the job. He was about 20-some years old. He always had a chip on his shoulder. And I told him, I said, bruh, play your position. You know what I'm saying? Some of these cats, they want to feel like they up on you. But trust me, once you get past your 90 days, they can't do shit to you, bruh. They can't. You just follow the line, whatever. 2 weeks in, one of the dudes popped off and said something to him because that's just how they do. They don't want you to be in their environment making that type of money. They don't want you to do that. They don't want that. And especially you young and you have this potential to be way better and maybe something a lot further than what they were, right? No, he couldn't take it. I'm not taking this shit. I ain't going to be like that. Blah, 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 blah. Punch the dude. You know what? He's never working in the field because he got blackballed. Yeah, they say that they ain't supposed to tell people why you got fired. If you think that bullshit is true, you're a fool. And that's what those women are doing. That's why some of those women in the article were anonymous. They didn't want to let their names know because they know if they're trying to get in there and trying to get to the point to where they could be a Bonnie Ross or somebody else out there. A Kiki Vanderway or whatever. They're trying to get to that point, but they can't. They can't be an Amy Henny if they go ahead and try to have that.
You can't let someone step on your voice before you got a chance to speak. That's another thing.
Right. Y'all right about that. But would y'all tell a person? Would y'all honestly tell a person, hey, go to that job when you're getting sexual harassed? Would you tell them no? Don't go there. That's a bad environment.
Listen, we can tell them all day long, yes, don't go there, right? But they got the person who's getting harassed got to look at the situation honestly and be like, I have to. I got X, Y, and Z to take care of and pay for. You see what I'm saying? So you got to look at it from that perspective. Like it's bigger than them. They got to think about their kids. They got to think about the food they're bringing in. I mean, it just.
Bigger than just
the job.
It's bigger than your whole thought and just like I could just jump to another job. I mean that's
like, oh, this person sexually harassed me. Oh, let me go.
Well, honey got quiet on it. You don't want to speak on it no more, so we better move on. But I loved it. I didn't think this topic was going to go as deep, but I'm glad that you came on, Delilah, because I really needed a woman's perspective on there because
It's all good.
To me, it's
Y'all got me 1,000 too. Like
I love it. I love it.
like,
that's that 3,000 right there.
Because I got you back 100%. I know. I've seen it.
Because I've seen so many different situations. You guys know I work in the IT industry. I deal with people saying slick stuff all the time. I'm talking about whether it's racial, whether it's sexual, whether it's one-off comments they think you don't understand. Like, you guys have no idea.
My bad. Yeah, please correct me, Other Zinc. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got our main man, Other Zinc, here, because he will correct our ass in a heartbeat. I said Kiki Vanderway. Who the fuck is Kiki Vanderway?
It's Kiki.
She got the best last name ever heard.
Kiki Vanderway used to play for the Nets.
Okay, he's the head of NBA as far as handout. That's because of Russell Westbrook.
Yo, her last name is so fire though.
She's dope. Like,
yo,
I love that. And even even Microsoft had to eat that crow a little bit, because even everybody jumped on them when they had the girls in the skirts dancing at I guess it was an E3 event or something like that.
Yeah.
But that was go-go dancers.
That was
go-go dancers.
To me, this is what I'm gonna say about that. That was a completely different situation. I felt like that situation, those women were paid to do that. Right. It wasn't like you took some ladies off the street and was like, y'all dance up here for us.
It was like some Russian thing where they was like, yo, grab these girls.
But they said that
hang on, but that bar does that. No, that bar does that right now from this day. That's how the matches you come to the bar. They're just dancing.
You took it and ran with it.
I'm not saying it was wrong. I'm saying Microsoft got hit with it. You know what I'm saying? They were really the first ones, because everybody was jumping down their throat like, oh, look at this.
Well, they jumping down their throat about everything.
Right. And so that kind of changed their thing. And now everybody's jumping on Sony's ass because they won't show an ass crack from a chick from Trish from Devil May Cry 5. Look, they over here, they like, look, we're not even dealing with it. That's what I'm saying. Now, it is. I will say that, yeah, there's some people out there that take full advantage of it and makes it look ugly and mucks it up and make women and people of color, when they do this shit, when they try to take it and try to use it for scandal, they make us all look bad. They do. But if people think that there's not victims out there, then you're silly, because there's a lot of them out there. And the video game industry, it just needs to be more diverse. I've been saying that for a long time. So you know what I'm going to say before I go to the next topic. #save lock, bitches. Let's go.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you know me. All right, let's go to the next topic.
Good topic.
All right, so yeah, let's just jump on this, because this will be a quick one. The Initiative, they just picked up another dev, and it's another big heavy hitter. Well, I guess throughout the realm of developers, these guys are pretty good person, pretty big on the list. And so, hey man, the Initiative has gotten so much talent. Do you guys
like what they making? Good lord.
Yeah, like, I mean, they're ridiculous. Like, this guy, I don't know. What's his name? His name is Robert Ryan. He is a former Naughty Dog. He worked with Naughty Dog and Motive Studios, and he was a lead designer. And so now he's with the Initiative, another big time person that he's worked on The Last of Us, Uncharted 3, Uncharted 4, and I guess he did some work on the second Uncharted. But regardless, he's with the Initiative now. What do you guys think? Like, is anybody just jump in and talk about what the Initiative is doing, acquiring all this talent?
I think they try to make something that's super polished. That's probably, I'm assuming cutting edge. So that's what I'm assuming from them. No, go ahead.
Do you think long term this can backfire? I mean, they got all this talent. What they release isn't up to par. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no, you know why? Because I
think get more flack than most games, so that's definitely a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because I think what they're going to do with this talent is they're going to probably try to build a good studio or a great studio, and a lot of these people are going to move around. I don't see them staying at just the Initiative, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Initiative starts off with one project and then kind of branches out, and they kind of have an influx of new talent under them. So the initiative people are looking at it as one studio. It might become like 5, like studios under one.
Interesting.
That's how I would see it, because you got way too much top tier talent.
Yeah,
just,
you got you hiring all leaders, all these leaders.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, you got way too much talent to just keep them just all. They don't want to kind of branch out and do their thing, so might as well do it with underneath the initiative.
Hey, unless they might be like have them like the initiative might be over all the other game studios, as in they might be like how what they call it, like the ninja team, but like they times 10 and everything because of power of the cloud and how everything going through the cloud. The initiative might have to they must get everything might got to go through their studio.
No,
I don't think so, because they said multiple times they were making a game.
Nah. You know what I think of the initiative? I think of them as the Avengers. Right? They all come together for one big project, but they can stand alone on their own.
Right.
That's kind of how like I envision what Microsoft's trying to do with them. So I know people look at them as this one thing, but I just don't see it being, that way. Especially because I think what they're going to try to do is keep their team small for the project, meaning like 150 under that for each project, but they'll probably build this ridiculous building where you house like 2,000 devs and for multiple studios. Like a different floor per studio or something like that.
What I think that they're going to do is similar to what you're saying, Live, but I think it's more of the it's what like a lot of people's been asking with 343, which I totally disagree with, is that hey, do something other than Halo. I think 343 just needs to stick with Halo. That's a whole nother discussion.
The thing about it.
Hold on. Okay. I just want to say this. I think the initiative is going to be what a lot of people want 343 to be. Because I think that they're going to be doing. There's so many like leaders out there, leader devs, that I think that they're going to work on a lot of smaller projects, and then they'll, like you said, like the Avengers combine to make that big quadruple A game. And I think that's the first thing that they're working on. Maybe right now is maybe a triple A. I mean not triple A, but like maybe a smaller double A, just to see how they all kind of mesh together with their creativity, and then they'll work on this big, huge game coming down the line, because I think that they all have an idea to where they want to put out something from their creative minds out. And what's the best way to do it is to just let every developer out there just kind of work with one another and just kind of make some smaller stuff and then come and make a big thing. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that?
So in theory, like many exclusive studios.
What'd you say?
Go ahead, Chuck.
No, I was saying so they could be able to share their resources back and forth, like how with like Sea of Thieves could put they water effect in Forza, and just vice versa with like the clouds and stuff in the sky. They could be able to share resources between the studios.
I don't know. I mean, they could be doing stuff with resources and stuff, but I mean, I'm just talking about as them making games from that personal studio. I think that they're not going to just focus on one game. I think they're going to focus on multiple games.
Oh right, yeah, and then they, like how you said, you and Lab was right about the Avengers style. They come together and do one big game, then they break apart and do their own separate thing, then come back together and make one big world.
Yeah, and I think first they have to have some kind of collaborations. But yeah, I do agree. I don't know who said it. I don't know if it was Live of Operations, that it could backfire if they just been in a situation where like we just want all you guys just to work on one major ultimate IP, and then after that IP is gone, I guarantee you that there'll be some people that'll bounce out because they don't want to be tied into just that. I think they want to have their creative freedom to do other things within that team. So that's why I say I think they're going to do smaller titles, but I think those titles are going to look so fantastic that people ain't going to look at them as like indies or like a like a double A. They might look triple A, but be just more independent style. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple ways they could do it. They could take it where they're like the brain trust and create a game, or maybe say they start off with a game that becomes huge, and instead of like the whole team jumping back together and doing this second game, they just build another studio just for that, and then the main collection go off and create another game. I don't, they can do a bunch of different stuff.
Well, big shout out to Post Up in the house. He said, hey Chuck, he agreed with you. He said they're sharing resources and tech. So I guess.
Oh yeah, well we know that. That's their whole.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think.
Hey, shout out to Post Up, man. Everybody in the chat.
Yeah, I think that is the Microsoft way. But I mean, I was just is that like everybody's going to collaborate with one. They've already said that, but I was just hoping at the point of where. I think just that studio, they're not going to pull people from Ninja Theory and have them to come over to the initiative. I think the initiative is just there. They just got too many best of the best to be adding other people involved into it. They got their own thing, and I can't wait to see what they have popping off.
Right, SAK Mega. You know how you were saying about with Halo? Like how on with 343, right?
Yeah.
And you were saying they need to stay playing with Halo, right? That's what they need to make. And you're right about it. That's what 343. But the developers, if they want to go to other places, they got a whole bunch of different companies now with Microsoft they can choose from. So
Right.
ain't nobody getting held down with their hand tied behind their back, having to make no Halo game. It's the people that's there, that's because they passionate and that's what they want to be there for, and that's what they want to make.
Anybody else want to touch on this before we get on to the next? That is really quiet. All right, let's get on to the next one. Let's talk about. Hey man, let's go straight to it, man. Let's talk about this. This was another I had to. My baby, Scalebound. It seems like that game don't ever go away, man. It don't seem
I
like
don't.
it ever
Why
goes
is it still?
away.
It's like it's people around the corner looking for people. Like, yeah, I'm still here. It's like, what's
up, Jazzy?
I don't understand.
I don't get it either. I don't get it either. But this was very interesting to me because I mean, as a person that has been like stupid in love with day one with Scalebound, I found it to be really crazy that 2 years later we have Platinum Games. We have the people from Platinum Games over here wanting to answer some stuff. And so this is one of the things that he said. He said, watching fans get angry at Microsoft over the cancellation wasn't easy for us to watch because the reality is when any game in development can't get released, it's because both sides failed. Okay. I want to go to you, 100. We're going to get you to come out your shit. What did you feel about that comment and what do you think about the whole Scalebound thing? Are you tired of even hearing about that game? Do you feel that the people that said this from Platinum Games, do you feel that they're right? Or do you feel that Microsoft should get some of the blame, or should it all just be on Platinum?
I said this from day one. It's a business decision. Trust me, I think that game should have been probably canned about 6 months before they even canned it. But they was trying to work with them because what? Everybody said we need Japanese games. We this and that. Yeah. But I said it from day one. That was a business decision. Phil didn't want to pull that cord, but you got to do some time. Like I told a story. I said I had to fire one of my best homies. I was working at the airline. I had to fire him. Do I want to fire him? No. But
you never want to fire anybody. That's real.
Yeah. But I had to let you go because you're not giving me my production that I need. So I'd rather put somebody else. I actually went drinking with him the same night I fired him. Like, ain't no hard feelings. But it was just crazy. It's like, it's just crazy. Like, yeah. You could have tried.
I would have swung on your ass. You just
don't be paying for all the drinks, man. Because that'd be cold, but make you pay for the drinks.
Huh?
Oh
no, I probably
did you ever pay for the drinks?
I paid it. I paid it. No, but think about it wasn't that decision wasn't just me. It was the crew decision too, because the crew was getting at me too about it. So he was when we called him up, and I'm like, I have a flight here. Where you at?
You know what you should have did.
And he's sitting there. And he said, he tells me I'm at lunch. Yeah. He said,
you know what you should have did. You should just quit your job.
No, I ain't gonna quit my job. Fuck that.
Oh,
exactly.
I don't do hardly nothing, so I ain't gonna quit. That was good money. I wasn't doing nothing really anyway. You making me, but when
you proving they playing 100, that's what you do.
No, but when I called him, I said, "Where you at?" He said, "I'm at lunch with my girl." You were supposed to be on this flight. So I feel like that's what Microsoft was feeling like. Hey, where my game at? What's going on? But you're showing all this other stuff for everyone else. We paid you. We probably paid you more upfront than we paid everyone else. But see, I like how Microsoft did it. Microsoft said we're canceling. They never said anything bad about Platinum.
That's how you professional handle it.
Yeah. And they ain't said nothing. Now, if I told people this, if that was Bomber and the rest of them, they would have got put on blast.
Yes.
That's why they ain't there no more. Field deals are different. You know what I'm saying? Feels like we're gonna let the attorneys handle this, give us this cut, and we might go on a different venture later on. You know, we appreciate you. You tried. That's how you conduct it. But them, no, Bummer would have said Platinum fault. Fuck them and killed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Drop the bomb on Hiroshima again. That's what Bummer would have did. That's why Bummer running the Clippers, owning the Clippers, and he ain't working at Microsoft no more. But that's how the game works, and people don't understand that now. Yes, it's 2 years later. I'm glad they finally came out and said it's not Microsoft's fault. But how many times I'm a Microsoft guy, I'm an Xbox guy. How many times we got ridiculed? Phil Kennedy. I feel for Phil. Phil gets it every day. What about Scalebound? But now they came out and they still blaming it. So it's the damn if you do, damn if you don't. I like how Microsoft do it. Just be quiet. Hey, we canceled it. Let's move on.
All right, there was other thing that I'm gonna try to say his name. We don't have our Japanese translator here tonight. One of the Tornado Brothers, Baby Bot, but Bloody Knuckles. But I'm gonna try to say his name. Inba.
Man, you are terrible.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see if y'all are better.
They say his initials or something.
Okay, hold on.
Say the initials, man. Say the initials.
INABA.
We still don't know, but they say his.
Okay, hold on, Imba. I mean, Imba. Inaba?
We gonna call him Inashi.
Okay.
Wait, say it again. Say it again. I missed it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Call him Public Enema.
See, INABA.
We don't know what's silent.
Inaba.
We don't know what's silent.
Okay, I said it. So listen, you can't. I said Inaba. I said Aba at first, but I said Inaba because that was like, man, that sounds crazy to say.
I feel like it's Inaba.
Oh no, it's actually Inaba. The eyes are spelled like it sounds like an E.
Inaba.
Okay.
Inaba.
That isn't okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Inaba. Okay.
Inaba sounds like
an enema.
Come on, you gotta respect. You gotta respect his name. Come on now.
I am respecting his name. You know what I'm saying? God bless. I'm sorry. I was just saying. Like, I mean, trying to say you guys' name. I mean, damn. You know. Anyway, so he said. He said the truth is we don't like. He says we don't like to see Microsoft take the brunt of the fan R because game development is hard on both sides. Lessons learned for sure. He also said that the studio announced Scalebound too early. However, he disagreed that the cancellation fueled Platinum's decision to move towards self-publishing with its two new in-developed game IPs, which I think that's bullshit. But regardless, operations. What is your thoughts about this, man? I mean, do you think it's 2 years too late, or do you think that this is, that it is kind of cool that he did come out and did say something?
Bro, it is way too late at this point. I read the article. What they said was true, like, is from both ends. But at the same time, there's irregularities in their story. It pains them to watch the Microsoft see the brunt of the backlash. But they sat silent for 2 years and kept chugging away, making their games and whatnot, using the money they got from them. So it's like, You're saying you felt one thing, but you exhibited something else at the same time. So I can't call it hypocrisy. It's just like it's very bizarre at this point. It's like they're kind of trying to play a victim, but at the same time, it's just I don't know, man. It's like I'm calling bullshit on this.
So why they say it now though?
Because no one cares now. It's not going to take any heat from it.
Yeah,
and right now it's not even tracking much.
When that jump went down, they just released Ninja Turtles, which was a major flop. And what's his name?
Transformers.
Transformers wasn't good either.
I find it very peculiar that every publisher got a game but Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft, the game was in development for 4 years. Y'all know what? 4 years? It typically takes a game 3.5 years to be created. And that game was in development for 4 years and never released.
And Microsoft spent the more money than any other of these other publishers towards this game.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. I call like I mean, it's
I mean,
pathetic.
but that's what
Yeah, it's
hurts
kind of
is
like
the fact.
you know what it
Nier
was.
Automata came out. What you had? The Transformers came out.
Turtles.
Everybody they was working on games. They was working on games, but come
Well,
on, let's
Did
well, I
they
would
work
say,
on another Bayonetta?
but who did they have
It
out
could be
there?
working
Like,
on.
it was.
who did Microsoft have out there that's supposed to go and look at that game? Because if they didn't have anybody out there,
Theory, or if they, I mean, if they had Ninja Theory would have been a good substitute.
Oh no, he said who?
no, I'm saying who
No.
from
While the game was in
Microsoft,
development, who from Microsoft
who
went and
from
checked on
Microsoft
it.
was out there checking on it. That's
They probably no longer. They probably no
because
longer with
Sony,
Microsoft.
because we know
Microsoft got
Sony and
Microsoft.
Nintendo
No,
have
Microsoft got Microsoft. Microsoft got Microsoft Japan. They still exist. They're probably like 10
Yeah,
deep though. But they got somebody to go look at it.
They gotta be
Yeah,
somebody checking on it.
Yeah, but then they say something about like every time they went to check on the game, like it had zero progress or it actually went backwards sometime.
Yeah.
Like they created a bug that was, saying that it actually took them back a couple steps.
They said, Chuck, that that one of the dragons was doing the moonwalk and the hammer dance.
Well, see, but see, that's the thing.
Basically,
That's, how often did they check on it then? If that's the case, you know what I mean?
I think I guess regular intervals with doing other.
But you gotta understand, they're not around the corner. It's not like a North American company. You only gonna fly so many hours.
No, but you said there was somebody there though.
No, you got somebody. You got somebody that's there. You got somebody's there. You got like Xbox Japan. They got an Xbox Japan thing, but you gotta understand this too. Is that sometimes people can hit you with with smoke and mirrors. You think they're doing something next, and it's the same thing or whatever until somebody a perfect example. Have y'all ever been at a job and then when the big wigs come in, everybody want to act right?
Yep.
Yeah, but my thing is
I think that's what happened. That's what I think what happened when Phil popped up. When Phil popped up, everybody.
No, but 100. What I'm saying is somebody from Microsoft should have been like. I'm assuming.
The thing about it is, you gotta understand that's a Japanese company. Maybe Microsoft will trust them. Like, hey, we're gonna trust you.
Nah.
Maybe Phil made a mistake and said, "I'm gonna trust you," and I was gonna have people check in, and then I'm gonna pop up.
The thing is, with Platinum being having such a great pedigree at the time, they trusted them to get the job done. If I'm paying for something for 4 years, I better see something better than what they were showing me.
Listen. I love my mama, and I trust her as much as my wife for my daughter, right? But best believe, I'm gonna go check on her if she's watching my daughter, even if it's only like say like once a week if she's like taking her for the summer. I'm gonna check.
And that's that's when Phil was coming.
So if that game is they baby, they should be going in there and checking what's going on.
Exactly, and people act like this is a little bit of money. This is big money. We talking about millions. Okay,
hundreds of millions.
If I'm investing millions into something, I want to know everything.
Right. Like
I want to have monthly check-ins. I want you to send me documents of bug out.
I'm having
bug lists.
Hundreds of millions. I'm having goons at your studio.
But how many people? How many people that got scammed before that had done the same thing? You know what I'm saying? That showed all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? They got scammed before in real life. They showed them, oh yeah, you're making this off this stock and all this stuff. A scammer is a scammer. Not saying that Platinum is a scammer. I think Platinum was just playing Peter with Paul.
What have they released since that? What have they released since then? What have they released?
Yeah, I think
because they was paying.
There was a PC game that's coming, and everybody was like, "Oh, this game!" And they even mentioned that in the article that I forgot what it was called, but it kind of has some similarities to Scalebound.
Outside of the Nier Automata, Automata, have you said? Xbox release. What else have they done? What else have they released? We know they're working on games, but nothing's came out since then. Since that whole Scalebound fiasco.
Yeah,
because guess what? Microsoft took that money back. The thing about it, people don't understand.
2 years. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, so Microsoft saying, "Give me my money back." That you say. It's thing about it. Microsoft didn't go blast them, but it's thing about it, when you got a contract, you said you wasn't gonna build this. Yeah, I ain't gonna sue you, but I need that money back. So every time you sell a piece of Nier Automata, I need a cut off of it, so I get my money back.
I mean, they just bit off more than what they could chew. Because even when people
Basically.
try to compare Nier Automata to what Scalebound was supposed to be, like they're not even in the same class, man. Because graphically, Nier Automata. I mean, I know some of y'all like that shit, but that shit is watered down. Like compared to what we were thinking Scalebound was going to be, it's very.
Those freakazoids keep looking at the female, the B2's model, and then they like,
You need to bring that up. Can't make
I
you have to bring that up.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that, but
the graphics is fantastic. B2 model.
But what I'm saying is those graphics were very watered down. They didn't look like this.
Look good.
It looks triple. It looks double A, like Nier Automata.
Yeah, it
like,
doesn't look triple A. No.
Right.
Yeah, but Scalebound was supposed to be a better looking version of Monster Hunter. That's what it was. That's what we anticipated it. Even from the Monster Hunter that just came out. If it came out the way it's supposed to come out, it would have been a better looking version of Monster Hunter. Unfortunately, they bit off more than they could chew. Obviously, they could do a semi-open world because they showed that when they're Automata, they just haven't proven that they could do it at the scale of what they thought they could do with Scalebound. You know, and that's where you're left with it.
Farscape in the chat, he said Platinum is mentioning this for some reason. Otherwise, they would have kept their mouth shut.
Well, did the interviewer?
They need some work. Did
the interviewer ask that question though? That's the thing. If the interviewer was taking it upon themselves, like, okay, well, we want to do an interview with you guys, but you got to tell us what happened with Scalebound. Like, what if that was the question?
No, I mean, I didn't see it in the article when I was reading. I mean, it wasn't a really long article at all. It was just a few things, just basically listening to the guy from Platinum, just basically just saying that he feels bad. Also, kind of killing the whole Scalebound going to the Switch thing. So you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, it just basically kind of talking about, hey, look, we have some things in the works. We're kind of going independent with what we're doing. You know, we want to be our own publishers. So it sound like to me like, yeah, we want to get people's attention with Scalebound because that's a hot topic around the gaming industry. But it seemed like to me the underlining thing that thesis that they were trying to really bring out is that they're coming with their own IPs. That's what it seems to me, is that they want to try to promote their shit and just kind of throw Scalebound in there because that's a hot topic.
Let's see, PR move.
Yeah, PR move. So I mean, because like I said, the article didn't really go into gist. It just listened to what he was saying and then just kind of said what he said. Word. There was no questions properly, not from what I read. Also, Rayback, he said back in 2016, Scalebound was running 15 frames per second behind E3 screen. I've heard bad things about it. I know that Rand, when I was talking to Rand, and Rand was like, "Hey, nigga, that game's gonna get canceled." I was like, "Shut up, Rand! No way! Mm-hmm. Don't tell me that! I got defensive as hell. That's probably why Rand don't talk to me now." I was like, "Rand, don't tell me that." I said, "Shut the hell up! Don't tell me that." He was right.
I was looking forward to the game too. As most know. So yeah, it's kind of super unfortunate.
Well, and it also could mean something else. I mean, it could mean that
I'm not reading into anything else, man.
Well, no, I'm not talking about another Scalebound from them. That's never going to happen, in my opinion. I'm thinking
Microsoft didn't even renew the IP. It's just a done deal. Like,
well, I think the relationship between Platinum and Microsoft has kind of been resolved. I think that overall is like it comes down to a happy ending because Xbox did get Nier Automata. So it's one of those things where it's like, look,
was that Square Enix doing or was that Platinum doing? Because Square Enix was the publisher,
and they needed that Xbox money because PlayStation guys don't buy them bought that damn game.
100, they sold over 2 million copies.
Man, that don't count when you got 100. That's less than Mega. I don't want to preach tonight. That's less than 2%. You got 100 million consoles, so that is less less than 2% of your install base, and you only do 2 million. I can't. I'm looking at it as an investor.
Sorry.
2 million. What are you talking about?
Huh? 2 million ain't a lot.
2 million.
I said 2 million. So,
2 million million is still
2
good.
million ain't a lot.
It's so good.
Now when you got
That's
100,
still good to me. I know.
What game?
When you talk about
No.
Rise,
Nier
sold
Automata.
over
So
2
why would you
million.
want some Xbox money?
I think
Because you know
Rise sold
Xbox guys don't run out there and buy it.
It's 2 million's okay because it's not a it's not a AAA, it's a AA. And
Well, the Sony guys had it. It was a AAA title.
No, and it's not.
So-
it wasn't even
they
a
had it as
true
an
exclusive.
exclusive.
It was just time, meaning they just developed it for that platform.
When they came out, we didn't know that it was timed or not. We did not know.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying,
We did not know. Let's keep it real.
Yeah. And
so
when that game came out, it came out right before Horizon Zero Dawn, like a month before, I believe.
Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't. Shut up, Bum.
That's where the main budget went for their marketing. They I'll tell you this: the media pushed Nier Automata way more than Sony did.
They did.
They pushed the Gravity Rush before that.
Oh yeah.
They got a lot. I mean, look, man, they're the darlings. So those games get pushed.
That was. I mean, but it was that PlayStation exclusive. Those exclusives. You don't see those lists no more, do you? Anyway.
I didn't even like that game.
We got three.
I don't plan to beat Nier Automata.
Delilah has kept us on time tonight. We look like we're gonna be all right. We got 3 more topics. We doing good.
We need to have one more.
Anyway, all right. Let me go to this. We're talking about the loot boxes. I know that it seems like the loot boxes.
Who talking about loot boxes?
All right. Well, okay. Who's talking about loot boxes? Senator Josh Hallway. Republican, Montana, he's talking about it. He sat there and introduced a bill wanting to ban manipulative. I think I might sound like 100 when I said that, but regardless, let me be country. Design features in video games with underage audiences, including the sale of loot boxes. Legislation would, if approved, prohibit the sale of loot boxes in games targeting children under 18. Games marketed towards wider audiences could also face penalties from regulators like the Federal Trade Commission if companies knowingly allow children to purchase these randomized crates. So I'm going to you, Triple Cup Chuck. What is your thoughts about the government possibly getting involved into the whole loot crate?
Well, what that's going to mean is they're going to have a lot of games that's going to shift from being kid games or kid friendly to straight hardcore, because they're not going to make no game if they can't put loot boxes in it. I'm sorry. So they not going to do it. So they're going to take all their resources and go to some blood, guts, and gore stuff and add some type of loot boxes that way, because that's their bread and butter. That's their money. But on the other hand, on a real note, I don't like the way they advertise the loot boxes to the kids, because you know they're doing it intentionally to just lure them in, to just drag them into that. Like it, like, you know what I'm saying, when it was down in the gutter and he had a little thing and he was trying to get the little child to come in close. That's how the loot boxes kind of feel. They don't have no good vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying, this is like no extra stuff. Like, well, I don't really have time to do this here, and you know, saying it ain't nothing but some skin. But the way they do things is they make it like it's really you gambling, like you actually pulling the slot machines. They need to take all that away from kids.
All right, so you're agreeing that the government should get involved and try to stop this, basically, right?
But I can't say that either.
Oh, well, come on. Well, explain.
He can't commit.
Come on now.
I don't like them
Don't
doing it, but I just don't I don't want to see the government come in and have to regulate that. So it's like that's a lose-lose situation for me, because the government got to come in and regulate that, because once that happened, then who knows what else they're gonna start regulating. But at the same time, I don't want to see the kids getting tricked into buying these loot boxes. You know, especially when they deliver it, have it set designed for that.
All right, operations. What's your thoughts?
Yep.
Want the government into your loot boxes?
Hell no. Or basic economics for everybody who doesn't understand. So video games, they've been $60 for how long?
Ooh,
Decade plus? 2 decades plus? Let's be real here now, right? So let's say they get rid of loot boxes. They ban them. Developers, okay, excluding EA and Activision, can't obviously pick on them, jump on them, because they're the outliers in this. The other developers implement loot boxes and microtransactions. There is a legitimate reason behind them. You can say all you want. If you make a good game, it'll sell. But that's not necessarily true. That's subjective. You can make a good game all you want, but it doesn't guarantee sales. Perfect example, Hellblade. Good game, critically acclaimed, everybody loved it. Sold like shit everywhere it was, pretty much. So you can't use the argument to say it's a good game. So I'm not saying if you dump microtransactions in that game, it'll help it. But I'm making an argument is if these games have microtransactions in them, they're there for a reason. It needs to make the revenue loss because not everyone's gonna buy their game from yours. If you let's say your game sells 5 million copies, but you have on a monthly average 1 million people play, you have microtransactions, they're buying microtransactions. That's a steady revenue income for them to just simply keep the lights on, pretty much. Not only help fund the game they're making right now, fund future games in the future as well. So, yes, you can try looking at it as insidious, I guess, as being insidious, as something that will hurt games, but at the same time, they're there for a reason. They're there to help developers to fund their future projects as well. So if they take those away, what's going to happen is either games get more expensive, or we'll get much less from games going forward as well. The people are already mad at people are get mad at publishers and developers have DLC plans for a future for the games coming out. Perfect example, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right? Before the game came out, we already knew their plan for a DLC coming forward. So if we would remove microtransactions from that game, we could pretty much see less from the base game as well. So I'm like, this is if the government comes to regulate this, it's really not going to help us at all. It's going to make it even worse. We might end up lose our hobby at the end of the day if this does happen. So if games get more expensive, nobody's going to want to buy it. If nobody wants to buy it, these studios get shut down. And if they get shut down, no one's going to make games at this point. So I guess we're going to either slowly or rapidly lose more and more developers if this does happen implemented as well. Because no one's going to want to support it because it's too expensive for them because they don't want to pay the extra money. So it's there is no positive outcome for us in this scenario. There's no way it's going to help us. I get it. You've been fighting this narrative for the past decade or so.
About child-friendly games, though. That's the difference. The child-friendly games.
Well, I mean, that's
the
all.
E
That's
for everybody. Those games, the E for everybody games.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be basically just gonna hit the Mads and the 2Ks. Them the only games that's really gonna get hit hard by that. But any of your
games as well,
adventure games and role-playing games and RPG games, those are not gonna get hit with that on your shooters. That's not gonna get hit with that because you got to be up in age to play those games. It's just gonna be the little games that's E for everybody. Them the only games that's gonna be really hit with that, and that's gonna be more of the 2Ks and the Maddens, which they make those games annually every year, copy and paste. To be honest with you, on the overall scale of them,
it will hit them too, but I don't think they'll be almost affected by it as well because there are mature games that implement microtransactions as well. And if depending on how they do regulate this, because they could go further down than what they explained in the article. If it does get worse, unfortunately, they have to take them out or remove them from the games as well. We could get those scenarios I explained earlier. Games become more expensive. We get less content from them, pretty much, because that make that cost. Because we expect them, because pretty much games they cost $60 with the buy them, but the production value of them, the cost going into them, the labor, salaries, whatnot, has grown over the years.
But we still want more at the same time. Like that is turned into games as a service anyway. So
but people don't want to play
their
those.
Whole marketing strategy anyway. They're already ahead of that game.
That's true though. There's already nerve against games and services right now because people are pretty much attacking them for going that route. So it's it's a lose for everybody. The developers are going to lose, the partners are going to lose, and we're going to lose at the same time. Because people already set these narratives where they're going to attack games and services that aren't single player only. They don't deliver these quote unquote complete games because they have microtransactions, because they have a DLC plan, either as released before the game came out or after it came out. So there's already negative stigmatism against games that have any sort of viable content afterwards, either post or after launch. So it's just really not. We're going to lose our hobby at the end of the day if this shit gets implemented because it's going to get worse from there on out. But I'm going on, Logan. What do y'all think about it?
Okay, 100. What do you think about the whole government involved into the microtransactions? You agree with OP or you agree with Chuck?
I don't agree with none of y'all. I don't even agree with this subject right now. It's people out here that they ain't got nowhere to live at and all this other stuff, and we ain't got no public housing and all this other stuff. We talking about regulating video games.
Our future.
Over here regulating video games. That's the last thing that should be. See, that's why I don't believe in.
Man, so look, I look at it twofold. Just to try to keep back on topic because he's going on about other stuff. Check this out.
No, I'm keeping it real. No, y'all put this way. No, y'all gotta get rid of it. Y'all want to talk about regulating. You got a senator. You guys got a senator that's worrying about video games.
100, you're right.
Y'all got a senator worrying about video games.
Hear me out.
You worry about something else.
100. Hear me out. You're right. With this show, is a gaming podcast, so let's keep it on topic. So
I don't care if
how
it's gaming man, come on, we got the big politicians.
Do that on your own
No,
show.
but we got it on the big politician. This the big politician right here. I want to hear from the big politician because I think this. I don't think this should be a. I don't think the Congress should be worrying about when it starts coming to video games. I think
I want to be involved. Listen,
and I'm talking about
for this. They can do more than one thing. First of all, they can do more than one thing. So
they can't even do the. They can't. How are you gonna say they can do one and more thing? They can't do one thing right now.
All I'm saying is
they don't know.
Regarding this specific topic, not something else, not kids that need food, not kids in school. Regarding this specific
topic, so we got homeless people out here. We got jobs. We got jobs and stuff.
You gonna let me answer the question? You gonna let me answer the question? So regarding this specific topic, of course, our Congress need to do more outside of gaming, but since they are trying to address the gambling issue with kids with this particular
topic, not no gambling. It's up to the parents. How is gambling?
I'm all for this. Let me tell you why. I'm all for this. I feel like the only games that need to have monetization like that is free to play games. If I'm paying $60, I want a $60 experience. You understand what I'm saying? Like I bought Anthem.
What does that mean?
Okay, I was about to give you an example.
Right, go ahead.
For instance, I bought Anthem, right? Anthem was not a $60 experience. I bought Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves was not a $60 experience. I'm just telling you, these were at initial release. These games were not $60 experiences. It took over time for them to get, to that point. And so them charging, Sea of Thieves really doesn't fit into this category because they don't have microtransactions like on that grand scale, like Anthem and
would you stop disrespecting Anthem?
Man, I'm gonna say Anthem because it fits the mold. Okay, it's broken. Okay, whether you love it or not, the gameplay loop is the gameplay loop is fire. We both know this. The gameplay loop is on point. It's just don't got enough content. Anyway, I'm all for this because kids, when you have kids, I don't have any children, so I'm really kind of not really supposed to speak on this. But I got 8 nieces and nephews, and typically when kids are playing, when kids want to play, hey, they get it in over there. Anyway, when they want to play a game or whatever, like you just hand them the game and you say go have fun. Next thing you know, the kid come back and say, I want this Fortnite pack, I want this such and such and such and such. The kid at that point, they just want the content. The parents are the one that's paying for all of this stuff. Okay, so it is up to the parents to regulate that. I get that point. But at the same time, you're getting kids hooked on this stuff and addicted to the practice of buying content in video games. And that's what the problem is at. That's what the problem is.
Delilah, what's the difference when we were growing up back in the day when you wanted this new Nike shit? You wanted that dude.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me. Huh? So I ain't gonna talk about that topic.
You need to have this new clothing line.
I want to talk about that.
You need to have the Jabos. You need to have all this stuff.
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah. You have to have the Coogee.
Talking about that.
Look at that.
Yeah, you have to have the Coogee. I don't see no
talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I don't see no difference. I don't see no difference because it's up to the parent. Yeah, I don't see no difference. Then my son didn't hit me over the head with $120 Fortnite.
Well, you doing things the right way. He always talk about his personal experience.
Right, look,
I've been hit.
If your son's hitting you across the head,
yeah, he hit me, and then me and my son had to have that conversation. You hit my card again.
You need to have that conversation with the cut off his account.
It got cut off.
It's like, come on, yo, let's be real.
Oh no, it got cut off.
As a gamer,
the thing about it was, they sell it for the kids.
Dear Lord.
But if they sell DLC for the kids. I realize that.
I gotta go because this is bugging the crap out of me, fam. I can't.
Come on. We got.
Y'all, I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. The topic was the topic. Okay. We ain't talking about kids starving. We know people starving. We know people ain't got no education.
Kids starving. We are the world.
we know all of this stuff. We're just trying to regard the topic that was presented is what I was trying to respond to. Of course, I feel like kids, they it's a predatory market. They know kids want this stuff, so they're gonna
You gotta use that parental lock.
yeah. But a lot of people, like some parents, come on, man, we should tell you right now, like the way some parents ain't on that. Some parents don't know no better.
But that's a responsibility for the kids.
It goes both ways. I feel like the knowledge, the parents don't know any better, and the kids are suffering because of it too. Like,
I think we're giving a pass to bad parenting on this one because I don't want to lose the opportunity, well, the freedom to choose to not purchase it or not. Because if this regulation does hit, then we lose.
I don't want it at all.
Okay, the other Zinc said something that was very profound, and I was about to say it, but I'm glad that other Zinc said it. He said 100. Intro Media Gaming, we got our ass beat after mom and dad said no twice.
Right there.
Listen. I was about to say, like, look, you need to put, spare the rod, spare the rod, spoil the child. That's, you know what? If I took money from my mama, you know what I'm saying? Even to this day, if I took money from my mama, you know what
even
I'm saying?
A quarter.
You know what I'm saying? My big ass is gonna get lit up. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna get the belt. I'm gonna get that 38 snub. There ain't no way that I'm gonna sit there and be told no, and then they still do it. You know what I'm saying? That's something that my kids would not do.
But see, they look at it as from like they look at it as developers getting money from all of this.
Right.
Millions. I mean, because you got these microtransaction based games getting millions and millions and millions upon dollars on this practice, so
yeah. Well, I gotta go on to the next topic, but I do want to make my point on it, and if anybody else want to kind of jump in real quick, but I just want to say I don't want the government involved. I just don't, because now actually what we're seeing is that the government is now realizing that gaming is a very lucrative market. And the government just wants to subsidize, just want to get their grubby hands on it, and then start doing regulations. And you already seen what President Trump is trying to do with violent video games. So so what Chuck was talking about, where it's just going to be more gory games, Mortal Kombat wouldn't exist. There won't be no Mortal Kombat 12. I promise you that. And that's the thing right there. And look, this thing has been going on for a very long time, even in the 90s when Gingrich and them tried to come in and try to stop violent video games and say the kids was over here doing this shit, doing that. I don't want the government involved in it at all. It should be, where I do agree with 100, is that there should be responsibility with the parents. And if parents can't do it, then there should be some kind of, there should be something that should be preventative, in the sense of where if let's say that your kid did buy $120 worth of stuff on Fortnite, there should be a cap. I mean, there's all types of things that's on Xbox Live, and I'm sure on PlayStation, where
I think that falls on your bank though, as far as like spending cap.
Yeah, there's a spending cap, but I'm talking about that there's things on your Xbox and I believe on your PlayStation to where you can get notifications for every time that your checking account gets hit. And if your checking account is getting hit and you don't go talk to that child, then whose fault is it? It's not the game developer's fault because you're not disciplining your child good enough. That's your fault. That's your fault for not having your child being taught properly enough to where they can't go out and they can't be responsible with their money. Because if you let that type of action continue to keep going, they're only going to be excessive when they get older. Trust me, I know that shit.
That's when you got to give a cap on the credit card or whatever it is.
You got to give it that.
I mean, because even if the parent doesn't know how to put a limit on the.
I really feel like we're missing the topic here. We're going in on parents and locking down the devices and all that stuff. I don't even think that's what the initial thing was. I think it was more so looking at developers and the developers' practice of placing in predatory content for is that business model. Like I think that's where it was, not so much on the parents. Of course, the parents need to lock down devices. Of course, the parents need to regulate what their kids do and things like that. I think it's more so just the developers practicing that as a business model. Like, shouldn't be predatory. Is all I'm saying.
They can definitely address that too.
My gameplay playing Yakuza. I'm a fan of Yakuza now. This game is fire. I do. This is my gameplay. Yeah, I fucked him up. I put them nails in his mouth. I was like, what? You can do this? Yeah. Yakuza's dope. I want
Hey,
to
Kung
definitely.
Fu Fighting.
Like, what's the topic?
Okay, all right. Next topic. All right. All right. Let's get to it. We got two more, and
Keep the train on track, huh?
yeah, let's keep the train on track. All right. So, which one do y'all want to tackle first? The state of play, or do y'all want to talk about EA access going to PlayStation 4?
Ooh, both of them juicy.
Both of them's good.
All right, yeah, okay, all right. So let's do EA access going to the PlayStation 4. You know what? It's freestyle. Just go at it. Go at it. I'm gonna save state of the play for 100 to go first on that one. But for EA access, anybody just jump in. Let me hear what you think about it. EA is finally going to the PlayStation 4. What is y'all guys' thoughts?
Sony been bending the knee lately.
Oh,
Yes, they
It's been wild,
they
man.
got they got crossplay now with the
Yeah.
then they got the EA access. More
Yeah,
power to
crossplay,
them,
that's
man.
left knee. This is a right knee at this point. On the ground.
So basically, they're just more iterating the fact that it's a sparse year. I mean, that's all they need content the way they need it, and
Facts.
so
Exactly.
they're pointing to the fact that okay, we're gonna have to have something else. We're playing it light this year. We're not even going to E3, fam. We need some content. So they went
damn,
with EA.
Delilah, don't do them like that. Don't hit them. Don't
I'm
hit them.
just like it's what it looks like to me. I'm on the outside looking in.
Mm.
Like I'm like they need content, so they're gonna focus on okay, we can jump on EA access, you know.
But we
You
were
know, we
just
can-
told 5 years ago. We were told 4 years ago that
A new regime, though, fam. New regime. It's a new squad in the build.
There was no value in EA access. We told
I'm telling you, man, right now
No.
their outlook for services is
All
completely different. from what
there's
it was.
there's some new people there, man. Like it's a new regime at Sony. Like things are changing at Sony, whether people hate to realize that or not. You gotta look at the people who left the company and the people who are there now. And just because they're on the board don't mean they're gonna do the same things because we know I don't get into that right now. But let's just say that this is how I look at it. I look at them; they just in need of content. They don't really got any heavy hitters other than they might squeeze out Last of Us 2 this year. But that'll be it. Like I know Death Stranding likely won't hit this year. Dreams is probably gonna come out, but that's 2 games. You see what I'm saying? So they need content. It's this a power play. They need content. EA has the content, so that's how they're gonna finagle it.
Can we really count Dreams as a game? Well, this is my observation of Dreams, right? It looks like streamlined developer tools to make a game. That's why
I can see that going on to the wayside.
Yeah.
But I'm not going.
It's like a more in-depth Mario Maker.
Creative.
People are definitely creative. Someone just did a tribute to Ghost of Tsushima.
Dude, like, but you think about this though with Dreams, and I'm gonna say this because I gotta get this off my chest with Dreams. Do you want to play that game made in Dreams? Let's be real.
No.
Like,
Nah, man.
it's just a tech demo of like a game that you don't play before. That's all they show. Every time I see the video on Dreams, I see them trying to recreate Spider-Man or recreate a game that's already way better than Dreams.
Wait,
They made Cuphead.
Delilah, you don't want to play a bootleg
And
game?
Cuphead, I want to play a bootleg Cuphead. Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious?
With the heads all
I'd rather play. Y'all being messy. Y'all being messy, but
Right, like some shit out Robot Chicken. I'm like, what is this? Yeah, keep that.
but no, I get where they're going with it, and the game I think is still like a beta or something. I don't know, but I mean, I don't want to play those. I don't want to play game made in Dreams because it likely it's only gonna be like 15 seconds long.
Right.
I mean, who gonna sit there and make a full-fledged game?
You would
Dreams,
be amazed.
that's
You
gonna
would be
take-
amazed.
They are trying.
It's gonna take.
You would be amazed.
It's gonna take like
Why
A year,
would-
maybe.
full game. Like, I mean, you know how long it's gonna take. You know how long that's gonna take.
I mean, they were talking
I
about
think somebody gonna do it, too.
Xbox.
You would have beat like a whole bunch of games.
Okay,
like
so
that.
and, you know what's gonna happen by the time they finish, the server's gonna be down. Like, it's gonna be it.
Yeah,
They go-
right.
Like,
Like, hold up, I couldn't get the platinum. What?
Oh, stop it. See,
Make 5 games in Dreams.
It's too messy. See, it's too messy. So let's get
You
to
gotta
the real
play it online,
messy.
too.
y'all silly.
Yeah.
Y'all are silly.
Look, listen. And you know what? Look, Sega, stop bullshitting and give Xbox fans this Yakuza. I'm a fan, for sure.
They convert.
Yeah, this is what have
putting
Project Spark syndrome. Like, I mean, come on.
Bruh, the way you beat
Wah,
ass in this
wah.
game, it is right up.
Can
Eat that urinal. Okay, all right. Oh,
Can I make a quick announcement?
yes, go ahead. You pregnant?
Wow.
The Rockets are going.
The what?
The Rockets are going home.
Are you serious? The Rockets lost without KD?
They're about to.
Yeah, well,
They down by. They it's like 38.
Wow.
That takes heat
Stop
off
it.
of my Thunder losing in the
I'm
first
about to
round.
go to NBA.com right now. I gotta see
Man,
this.
golly. How is it that you just gonna let the Splash Brothers a week line?
They're down by 7 right now.
Oh man.
And it's like 30 seconds left.
This is ridiculous.
So unless they about to pull the Reggie Miller comeback from down 8 points. I mean, what was it, like 8 points to 8 seconds?
And they did it in Houston. We ain't gonna hear from Tax tonight. I know that. Anyway, golly. Last topic before we get out of here, and we look like we're gonna get out of here on time. Damn, Delilah, boy, we missed. All right, state of play. 100. I told you I'm saving this for you. I know that you have some things to get off your chest. Hold on. Before I do that, Philosopher Doom, he says any Truth EA Access game.
I'm ready for the answer to him. He just put it out there like that. Go ahead.
He said any Truth EA Access games being limited due to no backwards compatible. I
believe that is a possibility, or is going to be an effect.
Oh my! boy.
I mean, it makes sense. They don't offer backwards compatibility, and some of their games in the vault are older.
They might offer you the PlayStation Now link. Like, you can play it through.
You can play those PlayStation Now games with no PlayStation. What do they call the like X enhanced?
So that means that technically means the what is it, Dream? What's that called? I'm sorry, the Dead Space games, all the back-to-back Dead Space games aren't available, right? That's what that means. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's not there yet. We'll see. Once you get there, I'm definitely going to check it out, and I'm gonna stream because it's just hey, look. I mean, PlayStation got some shit with no value, and I guarantee you it's going to be a success. Just because of Madden alone. Oh yes, it's gonna do well. It's gonna do numbers.
Yeah, and I can't wait. I want to hear that energy. Of course, I just want to hear that energy. I thought PlayStation fans didn't like services. Okay.
Nah.
State of play. State of play, ladies and gentlemen.
It's terrible.
100. Here you go, man. State of play. What was your thoughts?
Let's be real. Our discussion is going to be longer than State of Play. Our discussion is going to be longer than State of Play.
State of Play is some of the dog shit I ever saw in my life.
On GWG. Don't do this here. Don't do this.
I can only do this here. I can't do this on GWG. You already know.
Jesus Christ. All right, 100. Give us your thoughts.
That shit was horrible.
Oh, shit.
And I see, you know what appalls me? And I'm blaspheming by the situation.
He's appalled.
You got YouTubers out here damage controlling and saying this because you saw Final Fantasy Remake and another remake game. They showed you some shit called Alive. I don't want to be alive to even play that game.
Hey, you talking about the game with the flying squirrel or Marcel?
Yeah, we don't know if it's a squirrel, muskrat, whatever the shit is.
Hold on, bro. You ain't gonna talk about that game. That game look interesting.
Interesting my ass. Man, if Microsoft would have showed that shit, we would be getting blasted from right now. Okay, hold on. That's all I'm asking. If Microsoft would have showed that game, we would, I already get blasted on the intro already.
Oh, shit.
They would have, but think about it with Microsoft, I had a dude that hit me up that same day. He was like, so what Microsoft show? I said, Microsoft do they with these show? I was more interested into the Tom Clancy joint, which you can do on Mixer. They was talking to the developers. Watch that whole show on a coffee break. Yeah, and it was 10 minutes. That shit was, you wasted 10 minutes of my life for that shit? No, I don't play that. No, this is the eve of E3. They're not coming to E3 because what? They ain't got nothing to show. Why you couldn't show us something of The Last of Us? You can even show us a Days Gone DLC, because Days Gone is Days Gone. You ain't showed us nothing that you showing us this. You showed us a indie. When Microsoft show indies, they blast us. Oh, look. You showed us a hack and slash top tier indie because it got a couple of characters.
That's actually a multiplayer too, by the way.
See, and they showed a bunch. Hang on, but think about it. But think about it. A lot of these YouTubers, they did not mention. It was like, oh, that was a great state of play. They show nothing but multi-plat. But then you'll say Xbox ain't got no games. So I said, you know what? I had to blast them yesterday. I'm gonna say I gotta say my piece. I don't usually go that far. I usually go that far, but I get it. We don't get the same. Xbox don't get the same thing. They get mad at inside Xbox. At least they tell you what they showing you. At least the lady said it was gonna be short and sweet. I'm like, yeah, you sure was. It was short and nothing was sweet. It was sour to me. This is the eve of E3. You're not going to E3. You got all your people saying E3 ain't relevant no more. All this other stuff. You brung that shit up? No, I can't do it. I can't. I listen to YouTubers that I had a little respect for. I don't have too much no more. They said I thought it was a great state of play. For real?
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me address something right here to get that out the room. It's so shade. Like, look, there's people saying they like Messy Delilah. See, don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, but no.
Y'all know I can't say this on GWG. Come on.
I know you can't. It's all good. But look, y'all leave the flying marsupial alone, man. That's my shit. I'm getting
man. What the hell that rodent?
All right,
flying marsupial.
Hey, you know what would have been cool? What? He would have flew and burned his ass up, and somebody would have ate his ass. That's what he should have did. You had the ball. You had the balls to show me that.
Hold on.
I'm like, let's think about it. And then think about it. I'll give you a positive. The Predator looked good. And then I thought about it. I said, that shit's evolved. That's evolved.
You guys, let's look at the positives. I mean, hey, that Final Fantasy.
That's a multiplat. That's what I was gonna say. Kudasina, she was like, hey, supposedly be a multiplat. You know, it is a multiplat. It was already addressed way back 2 years ago when they first showed the game.
Right.
And also you can go to EB Toy Store and to GameStop and you can still see where they'll have pre-orders for the game and they have the Xbox One X version. So that game is coming to Xbox. And then just think about this as well. If just
the flying squirrel?
No. You know what? I don't even know. That game could. No, I think that game is exclusive to PlayStation. I don't know though.
Yeah, the flying squirrel one.
Yeah, with the flying marsupial. But no, Final Fantasy VII, that is definitely a multiplat. And just check this out too. If just anybody wanted to still question that, why in the hell would Square Enix would bring all those Final Fantasies to the Xbox all of a sudden? If Xbox wasn't going to get Final Fantasy VII, that just doesn't make a remake. That just doesn't make any sense. So it's definitely coming. It's just one of those things where there's PlayStation fans just trying to hold on and hope. That game is going to still be PlayStation. They'll probably have some kind of exclusive content because it came first on there, and it'll probably be some kind of anniversary, which is absolutely fine. But that game is a multiplat. PlayStation fans cannot hold that. They'll hold the L if they still believe that game is come there. But
so they show what? They show Monster Hunter World, like the.
They show what?
Monster Hunter World.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Monster Hunter World, the DLC.
They showed the game. Hey, look, they were trying to they was being disrespectful. They was trying to copy Minecraft with that one game, something Road. It looked just like Minecraft with another little twist to it.
Riverbond.
Yeah, Riverbond. Yeah.
That's also a multiplat.
Is that a multiplat too?
It is a multiplat. Yeah, I checked.
Okay,
yep.
so the Flying Marsupial is the only game that
Mega, that's Terria. That's for top down. That's Terria. It look like Minecraft.
Okay,
you
what about the Predator game?
I don't know.
That's exclusive because they got it from, I guess, but that's evolved.
That is,
evolved.
Yeah, it looked like it.
PlayStation.
Once I heard it, I was like, oh man.
Why would they like only single player experiences? Why would they want a game that's always online?
Yeah, but Evolve was whack, man. That whole style, asymmetrical, that shit is terrible. It doesn't work for multiplayer because the thing is, if you got like somebody is
I
It's
think
only fun when both sides are equal. Like if the guy who's playing the Predator is just as good as the group playing the soldiers, then it's fun. But if let just one soldier be terrible, oh man, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I mean that was the
just
problem.
like the only one they showed that was I think like Medieval was one, and then the Away, the survival series, the Flying Squirrel.
The Flying Squirrel, the
game.
Flying Squirrel.
Medieval,
whatever the hell it is. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I never.
And they talked about the limited edition console for a brief second, and then the rest was just
Sony be making consoles like Xbox be making controllers. Like they got like a different console all the damn time.
Xbox need to jump on that band. They sell all these dope ass. Like this is the thing right here that pisses me off, and then we're gonna get ready to get out of here. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's for charities, things like that. I'm not mad about that part of it. But you show all these dope ass custom consoles, and you do not let any one of them go out to the public. I guarantee you this.
Well, those consoles are ridiculous.
I know, but I guarantee you this.
Like you would have to pay like $500 plus for those consoles.
Check it out though, live. Tell me, anybody on this panel, if they had that Michael Jordan.
Oh, that thing is fly though. I ain't gonna lie. The Jordan consoles.
They sold it for $550. Tell me, y'all guys in this panel wouldn't buy it. Tell me, there's not one person I don't think on this panel that wouldn't go ahead and cop that.
I ain't buying it,
especially if it's regular price. If it's just,
I ain't buying it.
Oh,
I bleed purple and gold.
Would you cop one?
I ain't buying that shit.
Yeah.
I need a Kobe. I need a Shaq. I need a Magic.
Man, you need
the LA version.
That's what you need.
They'll make a LeBron one for you. There you go. He'll be there for another season.
I'm ready to trade his ass right now.
Oh my goodness.
I'm on the phone right now.
We on time. Oh my goodness. All right. Thank you, Delilah, for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. It's fun.
Next week, you got your counterpart coming on, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the other matriarchs. Lady Infamous will be on the show next week. It's going to be on and popping. I can't wait for that. And so, she couldn't make it tonight because I was trying to get y'all both on tonight.
Yeah. But, she had to go handle some stuff. So
she had to go roller derby. I know. She had to put on that purple.
So silly. You tripped me out with that. You still talking about roller derby. Oh my god.
She still do that shit anyway.
She get that one purple braid.
Yeah, that one purple braid that's hanging down. She over here doing that shit. She go anyway.
I ain't ever seen this lady with any color in her hair ever. And you talking about she put a purple braid in her front.
Purple braid. Anyway, let's go. Delilah, thank you for coming on through, man.
No problem.
Everybody here, we miss you. We love you, man. We're glad that you came.
Oh yeah, it's always fun coming on here, man.
Give us your fail of the week, and also tell everybody where they can find you.
For the week, have to be the Houston Rockets right now, man. Looking at this score, yo. It's a wrap.
Spit out my motherfucking crown. Don't do that.
Oh man.
Score. The game's over. They lost.
It's just a wrap. So that's my L for the week. And also, I would say State of Play. State of Play I was looking forward to what they're gonna show. You know, so. You know, being a PlayStation Pro owner, you know, I mean, I was looking for some.
Me too, Delilah. I'm with you right there.
You know, so I'm a little bit disappointed by that.
They're gonna do it like this. They're gonna give us the flying weasel.
Because let's be real. Let's be real, y'all. We talk about a what have you done for me lately industry, like. So for this to be what they showed, I'm a little bit disappointed, especially since I could play 90% of it on Xbox. So yeah. Yeah, that's my L's for the week. And you guys know you can find me on Twitter, Delilah_HD. You can also catch me on Growing the Gaming on Saturdays at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. And you can catch me on Tick Podcast that evening at 10:30 p.m. Eastern.
Tick, you know what I'm saying? Glad that the homeboy.
Oh, yeah, man. So glad he's back.
Yeah, so he's back and recovered. You know what I'm saying? Good shit. Shout out to the crew out there, man.
Yeah,
no, that's awesome.
Sure, thank you. Thanks to the squad. Thanks to everybody on the panel for, having me on. It's been a long time, so I've enjoyed it. So it's been fun.
Yeah, we enjoying you. It was a good show. You 100 going into it. Clancy.
Delilah, that's all right though. That's all right. All right. We gonna get Messy Delilah at E3 this year?
I don't know, man.
Oh shit!
I don't know. I'm excited about E3 though, like because I know I wasn't gonna go at first, and so now I'm confirmed, and I'm definitely going. It should be a good show. I'm excited. So
Man, try to take pictures.
So you know how I do.
Oh man, Triple Cup Chuck, man, what's up, bro, man? What's happening? Where can they find you at? What's going on? Your Vibration Podcast, man, is going down, man. I was glad that I was on there not too long ago, man. We're talking about in game and all that. So what's up, bro?
Oh shit, yeah, man. Spoilerific all the way through it. We talked about the end game from front to beginning. We had to do it 2 times.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Y'all do it 2 times?
Yeah, man.
I
was on one of the shows.
Talk about it again. I was like, damn. I would have done it.
Yeah, because some of the panel they still want to talk about it. That's a hell of a movie. That's a hell of a movie. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Check me out on Heroic Vibration Podcast. Check me out here. Check everybody on the panel out. Everybody in the chat. I wasn't in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get in there tonight with y'all, but we still up. And appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. And a lot of it was good. Good having you back on. You know what I'm saying? It felt good.
No problem.
You thought it was messy this week. Wait till Infamous get in here next week. It's gonna be real messy. I can't wait.
Hey, yo, you know how Infamous is. She gonna kill it. You already know.
I'm gonna try to get all the GWG. Get L Booker one hit Sharice. Popping with that. Our boy Bloody Knuckles got a crush on Sharice, man.
Man, what?
My girl.
That ain't no new. That isn't new news, by the way. That isn't new news.
Girl.
Okay.
Really not saying, girl.
Man, last year that man, that's G14 classified.
It was him and Avers.
Don't do him like that. He's not here to defend himself, y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm definitely not going to defend him. I want to hear this.
Hey, man,
That G14 classified, man. You got to have clearance.
What's going on, man? I said, what's going on, Knuckles?
That's in the GRG archives right there. You can't.
Sorry, Bloody, but I want to hear the tea.
That sweet tea. We might have to do it after the show. Anyway, speaking of you operations, what's going on, man? You will get into Game Fest, so congratulations, man.
Man, I feel salty about that.
Man. You know what? Hey, it is what it is, man.
Oppression. I tell you, it's oppression, man.
It's oppression, but hey, man, it's all good. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
You're man. Been blessed by the mighty Xbox gods. Where can they find you at? And who with you? What's your fellow of the week? Oh, I forgot to ask Chuck what was his fellow of the week. I'll go back to him.
Of course, you can find me on Twitter, Operation or just Sarsberg. And you can always catch me on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Central or 9 p.m. Eastern on Smash Podcast. Of course, not slow down for all and things, the culture and whatnot. Fail of the week? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I guess people trying to defend State of Play saying like it's better than Inside Xbox because it's shorter. I don't see how it being an hour shorter makes it better. It's bizarre to me, but I don't know. People just using weird jazz digs to get Inside Xbox or whatever. It's just weird to me.
Definitely. How I look at it is like there was plenty of opportunities for, like, every time that I seen something that they showed on State of Play, I wanted a developer or something to come out and talk about it like they do in Inside Xbox.
Exactly.
That's because it would give you more information, and that's something. I'm like, look, I get it, but it is a waste. It was a waste of definitely was. Livewire, where can they find you at, and what is your fail of the week?
You can find me on my channel, Livewire Gamer, and fail of the week is that State of Play, man. Then you know what this is? This is what the issue is. I wouldn't be one of the ones to say they shouldn't do it. I just need them to stop advertising like it's some special shit to see. And they'll be like, yo, on this day, it's going to be State of Play because we're going to upload the video. We're like, come on, just upload the shit when it's ready. Like, why is this like a big event type thing just to show nothing? You know, I just don't get it. That's a big fail. But other than that, State of Play is what it is. It's nothing. I mean, it's an inside, well, not even inside Xbox. It's an Xbox Weekly or whatever it is. The Major Nelson thing he does. So that's what they need to call it. PlayStation Weekly.
Oh, Xbox Daily? That's what you're referring
to? Daily. Is it? No, it's not daily. It's like weekly. The one he does is now Thursday. It used to be Friday.
Weekly? Could be weekly, yeah. Might be that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. That's exactly what State of Play is now. So, I mean, but that's the big fail.
All right, man. And then last but not least, 100. Oh, did I get 100? I didn't go to 100. What's your fail of the week? And where can they find you at?
Shit, my fail of the week is I still ain't got all the damn costumes for Mortal Kombat. I had to take a break. Off of Mortal Kombat, I've been in them towers on a game, and they can find, man. Y'all be acting like I ain't too hard to find. People find me. I don't go find them, but I'm here, GRG, every Friday. You know what I'm saying? I'm on Xbox Live. You can find me on there too. If you don't come correct, you might get cussed out. But we don't have that. We got peaceful parties. You know what I'm saying? And you guys have a good night, blessed night. You know what I'm saying? Have your cocktail and everything. I'm gonna finish off this Philly cheese steak that I got.
It's so so mild and shit. Like, man, I don't know, man. That's some weird shit. I don't know. That's something that
I can't be turned up all the time, because it ain't. Why can't when I try to be nice, y'all acting like my old lady. When I try to be nice, it's something wrong. When I get medieval, it's something wrong. So I just don't know no more. So I just try to bring both of them together.
We need a happy medium 100. We need that bitchy 100. Then we need that kind of.
I give you that every now and then I can't. Why this can't be civil? Why is being civil?
My bad.
I still say fuck ponies. What you want me to say? Fuck ponies?
Okay, there we go. We need some of that in our life. Okay, anyway.
I'll be at E3.
Yes.
As you can.
At locations that shouldn't be revealed. Anyway, this is your man K-Mega405, man. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. It always trips me out because when we're about to do our closeouts, do our fill of the weeks, you know that we always go a little longer than normal podcasts, but people still stick around, man. It's fun to tell. So usually the best part of the show because you just never know who's going to. But thank you. Hey, I got a new one. You know what? In 100 and operations, they heard it. You know what? If you gotta go to work tomorrow, that's cool.
Oh shit.
To bed. If you ain't gotta go to bed, then you need to be gaming. And if you ain't doing neither, then hold on. What's the new one? Y'all heard it. Y'all heard us say it.
I am not repeating what I heard.
She said that body salsa. Yeah.
Body salsa.
That body salsa. Instead of that pants off, dance off, she said, I want some of that body salsa. That's it.
Man, listen, man.
Good night, man. My fill of the week.
I can't believe they lost, though.
My fill of the
You sound so sad.
No, it's not even sad. It's like, that's just crazy.
Is any fanboy out there to be saying some crazy shit? Fuck that. Anyway, we
Stay the
out.
shot.
Peace. Good night.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.